Friends, foes, and fiends, prepare to behold a tale of violent efficiency, a D&D game hosted every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern, featuring Angie as Tira, a powerful drow barbarian with a war to wage, Ashley as Dulicimere, a fledgling succubus bard whose headstrong accident left her siren heritage in ashes, Brandon as Ardul, a socially awkward streetwise magic savant, Brian as Keska, a Goliath cleric of Selune with a calming, composed demeanor that hides the heart of a warrior, Jeff as Lazarus, a vampire fighter with missing memories and an interesting obsession with the obsessions of others, Rosie as Fauna, an elven beast heart whose gentle and hearty personality strongly contrasts that of her owl care bear companion, Nyla, and finally, Brad, our game master and storyteller. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of A Tale of Violent Efficiency.
Hello.
Hello?
Okay. Hmm.
Interesting and better than previous weeks.
Yeah, you get to at least go on your trip a little late, but
I
you
finally
get
get
to
to go on
finally
my
go.
vacation.
Yes.
Yes, I'm glad you get to go on your vacation. It might also help if my mic is unmuted. I'm having all sorts of audio issues.
You're okay.
So,
Also,
once again,
COVID does that to your brain. It really does.
yeah. Once again, welcome everyone to another episode of A Tale of Violent Efficiency. We get to find out this week what's gonna go on with Lazarus and Laertes, and I'm excited.
Yeah. Jeff and
Angie,
I have been having GIF arguments all week. I'm
Angie,
not that worried.
who do you think's gonna win?
Well, I think that in a fair fight, Lazarus would win. But if they have a fair fight, then Laertes is being dumb and fucked up somewhere really badly. I think that if it gets bad, that Laertes can escape. Maybe they'll become friends.
Maybe, maybe this is the nudge they needed to get closer together. Like, oh, you're an
Sure.
asshole. Well, you're an asshole. Well, yeah, I'm an asshole, but at least I'm the asshole she knows about. Ah, scorned love.
What do you think is gonna happen with Calypso?
I don't know. I have no clue whatsoever what's gonna happen with Calypso. I'm excited. Dulicimire's up there
Yeah.
having a rage out. So,
Yeah, poor real Dulicimere.
yes, poor real
She just
Dulicimere.
stuck basically like a passenger watching all her
Yep,
body do all this stuff. Oh, that sucks.
yep. Yep, she's stuck watching somebody else drive.
Yep. And Arduil is supposed to talk to Jarlaxle, but I'm guessing maybe that
We'll
will,
delay it a little bit,
yeah,
yeah.
maybe Jarlaxle is busy till next week. Would make sense. He's got a lot of shit he does, or at least a lot of shit he has people do for him.
Yeah.
I
Brandon,
do
what do
It's
not
a
you
lot
envy
of
think?
you.
it's a lot of work to organize a large organization like that, so, you know.
Uh-huh. I do not envy you. That's kind of a scary thing you're going into when you do.
Brandon, what do you think is gonna happen with Lazarus and Laertes?
I think I think it's gonna get broken up in the middle.
You think so?
Yep, I think so. That's where I'm gonna put my coin down.
I don't know who is available to do that.
Arduel.
I think it's gonna be loud enough that somebody's gonna hear it, and
Yeah, maybe. Adala has her own shit going on. Keska's not even like she's in like the extra dimensional space. Tira's with you and well, just leaving you and Fauna, so maybe she'll hear it. Maybe.
I mean, she's
But
alone now and she's calming
yeah.
down, so.
Yeah.
Yep, so. I'm having to mute back and forth a couple of times. So.
Mm.
Yep.
You okay?
I am
You
sick.
coughing? Yeah, I know. I mean, do you have like stuff to keep you
No,
hydrated and
I have
top it
stuff to
off?
stay hydrated. I have Gatorade, and considering the amount of water I've drank, it's probably a bad decision, but we're going with it.
Okay. It takes a
So,
lot to give yourself like water intoxication, so I wouldn't worry too much. You weren't even thinking about that, were you?
no, I was not. I
I'm
am
sorry.
more worried about doors opening and closing,
Oh yeah.
which is what I've been muting for. Part of why there's so much awkward silence today. So,
I'm sorry.
it
I'm trying to
happens.
think of things to say. Interesting stuff.
I know Brian is gonna be late tonight.
Yep.
He went on a trip with his family. So that's fun. Hopefully he's only like 15 minutes late, like you said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully.
hope hopefully he's
Although,
however late he needs to be to get home safely.
well, yes.
Yes.
And
Yes.
really, since they're in the bracelet, Dulicimere isn't exactly stuck waiting around for
No.
Keska to come back, so you
Nope.
can still do things without Brian.
Yep, I can walk around, I can fly around.
You could break up a stupid fight between Laertes and Lazarus.
Boy, imagine that. Just full blown succubus mode walking in.
I am afraid you would just help Lazarus destroy the poor guy. No, I don't know. I don't think you would do that. You wouldn't do that, right? Thanks for the reassurance, boyfriend.
I gotta keep you on your toes.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, but I'm rooting for Tira and Lazarus.
I know, but I feel long term, it's more likely to happen if Lazarus doesn't murder her current boyfriend. You
Mm-hmm.
know?
We gotta
That's
get those two
generally
more
not.
friendly.
Then again, yes, I just said that. I can see fighting for a mate and proving you're the stronger and therefore better mate in orc society being a thing, but
Mm-hmm.
Lazarus is a vampire, which
Mm-hmm.
makes him not a viable mate unless we get that "a wizard did it" result on the seduction roll someday, you know, because we do know that exists on Brad's seduction table.
Interesting.
You didn't know
All
about
right.
that?
No, no, I did not.
Yes, there is a result that says somebody gets pregnant, and if they're not capable, a wizard did it.
A wizard did it.
Yes. So, like, if they're the wrong gender or undead or whatever, there's a still possibility that it can happen.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Y'all, I have been listening to this recap since Brad posted it. I am
It's good.
super excited. It is so good. Oh my god, it is so good.
It is. It is.
Oh my goodness. There's just so much good stuff that's gonna happen this week. I
Good.
can't wait. I can't wait.
It's almost time.
I can't wait.
Yeah. Probably next we'll get, I don't know, Rosie or Brad. And Jeff is usually last. I'm not counting Brian this time since he's gonna be late.
So Brandon,
Yes, ma'am.
when is Ardul gonna finally pop that question?
Soonish.
Ooh? Soonish, you say?
We will see.
We will see.
We might want to first wait and see if he manages to offend Jarlaxle or not.
Oh, I'm sure he's gonna offend Charles Axel. The question
Uh-huh.
is, can he get
How
out?
much? Yeah. Yeah.
Rosie!
Hi,
Hey,
Rosie.
Rosie.
Hi.
Oh, there you are. How you doing?
I had my procedure Tuesday and it didn't go well, so
Oh, honey.
Oh
I have
no.
been very out of commission. But I determined that I was going to be part of the game, regardless of how bad I feel.
I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
How is everyone else?
Well, I have
Okay.
COVID.
Oh no!
Yeah. Been fighting that off since Saturday, so that was fun.
I hope you feel better soon.
I feel better already. Like, not not 100%, but no longer like I feel like I'm dying. So,
Yeah.
You're recovering. That's good.
you know what else is good?
What?
We got a game to play.
Hell yeah.
So the title of this week's episode, courtesy of Angie, is What Dulicimere Wrought.
I like it.
And I'm excited because we get to figure out what's going on with Casca and Calypso. We get to figure out what's going on with Lazarus and Laertes. I just realized that everything that's happening has names that start similarly.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of trip ups this week.
Yeah, so if I die or if Tira rage quits, I should name my next character like Laurel or Lily or something, I guess.
No.
No, just to keep it up. No, I wouldn't do that.
Oh my goodness. You said your procedure didn't go as planned?
No,
Yeah,
not
I
at
wasn't,
all.
I wasn't sure if you want to talk to that. Talk
Yeah.
about that.
I was gonna ask, do you want to talk about that?
So basically, it was supposed to be very simple, and with when it comes to me, nothing is simple. So anything that could go wrong did go wrong.
Oh,
So yeah, just a lot of things that just kept happening, and now I've got a very painful recovery and process.
yeah.
Did
Ooh.
did it at least accomplish the goal?
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
good.
Jeff,
What's up?
Jeff!
4 minutes early.
I'm so ready for the shenanigans.
Yes! Alright, what do you think is gonna happen between Casca and Calypso?
Oh man.
Hi, Brad.
Hey Brad.
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 I don't know. That's a tough one. I think she responded. Keska was more or less okay with Lazarus being undead. She wasn't a fan, so I think she's shown to be like reasonable. Like she'll understand. I don't know. There's yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be okay. I think it might be a little challenging, but we'll see. We'll see.
Hello, Brad.
Hey guys.
How was your vacation in Vegas?
Oh, it was wonderful.
I love Vegas.
It's a good place to visit, not so much a good place to live.
That's what I hear.
I speak from experience.
Yeah, it's very believable having been there. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I can't wait.
All the time.
I'm so excited.
I am very chill right now because I've been scritching my little baby bird. And she is just so delightful. I'm like full of endorphins. So
I swear I have been asleep today, and in one of those dreams that I had today, it was that Lazarus dies, and I woke up and I was like, no,
I seriously
No.
doubt that. I would be so shocked if that happened.
It's possible. Let's not rule out Chris and Brad just being really adept at putting Lazarus on the fucking ground throughout this campaign.
Chris?
Chris?
No,
What?
Brad. I said Brad's. Oh, sorry, Lazarus. Brad's put me out on the ground like so many times
Yeah.
throughout. Yeah.
You didn't like secretly plan the death of your character, right?
Right?
Remember, I made bullshit comments about that one time, and Brad was like, "I don't need your help," and then
I showed him just how easy it is to die in a campaign. It's like, yeah, I can just let it happen when it happens. We don't need to go through this again.
Yep. I've learned my lesson once. Do not tempt the DM with a good time like that.
Alright, well, are we ready for the recap and intro? And then we can
Think
get
we're ready.
started?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Interesting. Alright, hold on.
Greetings, dear viewers. It is I, Laertes Pentacaster. You may know me as the handler of the adventuring party Violent Efficiency. When last I checked in on my charges, they were in the midst of assaulting the canyon home of the Stone Giant tribe. And after a rousing battle with the Stone Giant chieftain, complete with a moat of lava, the party was victorious and acquired his conch of teleportation. Then the party moved on to the important task of securing the services of the shaman responsible for the mushrooms that had caused our fallen comrade Karask such problems. However, Dulicimere and Fauna had other ideas about the shaman and attempted to execute him after capturing him. A tense standoff ensued, and friendships were tested. In the end, Tira managed to whisk the shaman away into Bregendiath custody. Back at the tower, Casca made the shocking discovery that Dulicimere was a succubus, but was convinced by Calypso to discuss the situation in private. Yet all of this pales in comparison to my own shocking discovery. Someone forged a letter from my dearest Tira, espousing the virtues of Lazarus, and thus ending our romantic dalliance. Obviously, I didn't believe Tira had sent this for 1 second. Only one person would benefit from the separation of Tira and myself, and that would be the walking corpse Lazarus himself. But I shall not let him besmirch the honor of my beloved. No, I shall confront that adulterous cadaver myself.
Friends. Alright, so something weird is going on with the intro, and I can't hear it, and therefore I can't control it, so we're not gonna play the intro. I'll have to read the outro tonight, and that's fine. So, Brad, without any further ado, it's your show.
You guys hear me right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
My icon wasn't lighting up, so I was a little worried. All right. You sure you want to start right now? We can wait for a little while, you know? Give Brian some time to show up, just kind of talk.
We could. We can wait.
Or should we just, get into what you guys have been waiting for 2 weeks now?
Oh my goodness. On the one hand, I want to wait.
Now recording.
On the other hand, I don't want to wait.
No, we can't. Jeff has been giving me shit for like the past 2 weeks now.
Yeah, I definitely was not helpful anytime you talked about it.
No.
Okay, we got Craig here. We got all this rolled up. Brian, of course, will be joining us a little bit later, probably right in the midst of things as they get hairy. But hey, it is what it is. We're going to jump right where we left off. Lazarus, over here in your room, looking at your stuff, there's a flash of light as a letter falls to your feet. And you hear a voice back behind you. I'm only going to ask this one time. Did you sleep with Tira?
What time is it? Is it like later now?
It's later at night, yeah. And as he says that, he casts Trick Question on you. You're going to have to make a wisdom save, or you will have to answer this question truthfully.
Okay. Yeah, that's not my strong suit, but let's go for it. Oh, there we go. Starting off strong.
17, you save.
I'll kind of look at him quizzically as he casts a spell and go, well, good evening, Laertes. I see you're still refusing to use a door like a normal person. To what do I owe this pleasure? You seem coming in all fired up. Look at you with your crossbow bolt in this tiny room in such close quarters.
You know why I'm here, Lazarus. You sent that letter, didn't you? You wrote it? I wrote all those things thinking it would get me to break things off with Tira so you could have her for yourself.
Lazarus kind of glances down at the letter, but doesn't pick it up, kind of keeps an eye on Laertes and goes, what an entrance. Don't even ask me how I'm doing. I'm doing quite fine. Tira had a bit of a rough go earlier. It's been quite the day. But I'm sure you know she had a rough time, don't you? She was really quite distraught. I ran up to her room and offered her help today, but she turned me away. She said, I've got it taken care of. But I noticed something very peculiar. As I left and shut the door behind me, I heard another door within her room open, but there's no door in there. And I thought to myself, who else likes to use that mode of getting around, doors appearing from anywhere? That's you, Laertes. She went to see you, did she not?
See, as you're talking, Laertes is slowly like sidestepping to the left, starting trying to like circle around you.
I'll kind of mirror it. As he
Right.
circles, I'll circle with him.
Yes, she came to me. She brought to me the shaman that you were tasked with bringing to me. She was indeed quite upset. You wouldn't have had anything to do with why she was upset. I understand there was some friction, and you weren't very helpful in that matter, were you?
Oh, you know how it is. Sometimes our baser instincts get the better of us, and I might have upset her, but it seemed we did reconcile once we cleared the air. Just a bit of a misunderstanding. I'm sure she shared that with you also. That everything is nice and copacetic. You know, something that really stands out to me. I'm not sure if you know this about me being the type of vampire that I am, but I get a good read on people. I can feel things from them. And I can feel something very distinct between you and Tira when you're in the same room. Do you know, it's the same sense I get from that flower you left by her nightstand in her. It's the same sense I get when she's on her way to go seek you out for help. Quite interesting, isn't it?
Oh, it's no surprise to me, Lazarus. I know exactly what you are, and I know what you do. You feed on emotions of people. You don't really feel them yourself, though, do you? You just get the little echoes of what it feels off of somebody else, like a person who lost their hand but still feels the itch.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it is just an echo, but I do feel something in this moment. It's a bit more than an echo, but I would like to hear you say it. Tell me what I am. Tell me exactly what I am to you, Laertes.
You don't know what you are to me, Lazarus. You're nothing but a parasite. You hang around people like Tira, you play with their emotions to get them to feel something so that you can feel it by proxy simply by being near them. So you can try to remember what it was like to be real, but you're not really alive anymore. Your heart doesn't race when she's in the room. It doesn't ache when she's away from you. She's nothing more than a meal to you.
So insightful. I knew from the first moment I met you I didn't like you. And this just really reaffirms it. I have one last question for you, Laertes. I'm not sure you'll have the answer for me right now, but I do think you'll have it in the coming moments here. Please, if you could be so kind as to tell me when you do come to the conclusion. I wonder, are these memories, these moments you have with Tira enough to keep you warm after I leave you cold and dying on the room of my floor?
See, he stops the rotation around with you. He plants his feet, one foot sliding back further, angling the crossbow in. He goes, "You'll have to play to find out."
I love a good game, and then I'll draw my scimitars and
All right, let's roll initiative. See who gets first run.
let's get it on.
I got 10.
I got 14.
I just got 14. Go for it.
Have we had any short rest or long rest in the interim? I don't remember. My reset a couple things.
Did we do a long rest? I think we probably concluded a short rest.
Okay, we got a short rest. Cool. Let me just.
There was definitely enough downtime to call in a short rest.
Okay. Let me check something real quick then. I can't remember if the Crimson Right resets on a short or a long rest. Right effects. To a short or a long rest. Okay, so I will draw both my scimitars and I'll strike up one to activate it so it lights up with a nice glowing aura around it. And I take 3, and I'm not gonna rage. I am gonna try to put him down, but I am not done with him yet. So I'm not gonna try to kill him outright. So I learned my lesson last time. I can't pull my punches when I'm raging. So I'm not gonna rage this time. I will try to put him down. So I'll move in as close as possible, and if I can, I'm gonna try to angle so that I'm like shuffling him towards a corner, so he's like backed up. And then I will take my first 2 swings with the Cloud Piercer with my Crimson Right on it. Actually, that's supposed to be more. It's an 8. What did I choose? Radiant? Yeah. So first swing,
18.
18.
Light your blade up. Go darting forward, come through with a smooth, perfect swing. And it passes right through his body.
Mm.
As you realize you've just dove head first into a minor illusion. And you hear it back behind you. You didn't think I was going to stand in front of you mano a mano like some showdown, did you?
Well, I will
and his
admit.
held action is going to go off.
Oh, fuck.
So
Let's see
I'm going
it.
to tell you right now, this is one of the only chances, I think, to deal you real damage.
Let's do it.
Your AC is about, what, 20?
20.
Okay, he's got a +5 to his hit, which means he's got, on advantage, he's got to hit 15 or higher to get you.
Let's do it.
All right, so here we go. Nope, 10 and 11 won't do it.
I'll just sort of sidestep it and go, Laertes, my respect for you went up when I thought you were standing there, went back down. I can't blame you. A ranged weapon, and here, bad idea. And then I'll take my next swing as I move closer. Is there anything I can do now that I know he did an illusion? Would it take an action to try to discern whether or not this is an illusion too?
You would know he can't have 2 illusions up at the same time.
Okay, cool. Okay.
If he was doing something like mirror images, they'd have to be standing next to each other.
Got it. Okay. All right. Next swing, 17.
17 is going to hit. On 15, I think I'm going to uncanny dodge that and cut that in half.
Good idea. Okay, offhand, Scimitar of Life Stealing, 24.
Ooh, 24 is hit for 11.
And then 28.
It's going for 6. So 17. What did the first one hit for? First one hit for 8. Cut half down to 4. 4 and 3, so another 7. Total of 24 damage dealt.
And then I just get up in his face as close as possible to make it hard for him to get a shot off with the crossbow. And then I'll end my turn.
Okay. His turn. Yeah, he's gonna. You see him take one hand off the crossbow, point it towards you. You see a gleaming ring on his hand you've never noticed before.
Mm-hmm.
And he attempts to cast Hold Person on you. It's gonna be a Wisdom save. Save DC is still 13.
I will use my very last gift of luck. Can I do that on a save? Does that work for a save?
Yes, it does.
Okay, I'm definitely going to use it this time then. 12. Fuck!
Fails. You are paralyzed.
Show me what you got.
Yeah, so that's on my action. So he will move back and bonus action stealth. Does an 11 beat your passive perception?
It does not.
Does not. Laertes, today is not the day to show up with under 5 rolls. You're killing me here.
That +8 got me nervous, though.
Okay. Your turn. You're still paralyzed. You do get a wisdom save at the end of your turn.
Okay. Is there anything I can do? Nope. Fuck. Okay. Wisdom save. 3. Shit. I'm just gonna hang out.
All right, you're gonna hang out. He's gonna take a shot with his crossbow at you again. Be advised, since you are paralyzed, if he hits, he gets to crit.
Mm-hmm.
17.
That misses. Oof.
Your turn. That's one turn under paralysis.
Okay. Wisdom save again, right?
Wisdom save again.
10. Fuck me. Oh, okay. I love the tension. It's great. I will end my turn.
We'll go right back to his turn. Come on, there. He's not looking over. He can't move, and you literally can't hit him because he just makes these tiny little movements.
17 misses. Whew.
He's not rolled
Anyone else?
higher than 12 so far in this fight.
Who's sweating? Just me? I'm sweating. Wisdom
Just
save.
because I would have done 24 damage to you before I critted there.
Oh man. Okay, Lazarus. Let's pull it through. Oh boy. Yep. That's all you.
I'm starting to picture this. This is sort of like Lazarus got held person, but I stuck you to the wall.
Yeah.
So every shot, like the crossbow bolt, gets a little bit closer.
He's just toying with me at this point.
And Laertes is just steadily monologuing the whole time.
The whole time. He's just reading off things from
There's
the letter.
the 20.
I will. What do I got? I got something I can do.
I don't think you can do reactions while you're paralyzed.
If my reaction doesn't require somatic, could I do it? Because the curses don't require any like somatic components unless I enhance it, which I can't do because you have me held. But
Petrified, paralyzed. I need a token.
We need a mini map.
There really wasn't a point to use a mini map in single fight because you move around so much that, trying to map out how far we're going and stuff really isn't the point. Creature automatically fails and creature critical hits feet. Actually, you would have a reaction. Apparently, it does not prevent you from having any actions that I see.
okay, cool. Then
Wait,
will.
Let me double check incapacitated real fast.
Okay.
That might be where I'm thinking it's supposed to be. Can't take actions or reactions.
Light me up, Laertes. Do it.
All right, so you're going to take 14 off the top of the bat. You are also taking the critical from a vicious, which is a d10 plus 2d6.
Mm-hmm.
D10 there. There's 2d6 there. And then we have the additional 3d6 on the sneak attack. Ugh. Killing me, ladies. Killing me. All right, that's going to be 14, 15, 25, 30 damage total.
Cool. Glad I took those levels in Barbarian.
The first shot came a little off to the side of your head, then the next one a little close to your ribs. This one hits you dead center in your gut. Oh dear, I do hope that's nothing important. Well, you don't have to hold food in there anyway, do you?
I can't respond. I'm frozen, but I got one.
You're frozen. It says, dude, next time I ask you if you have had relations with my paramour, I expect an answer. That's what civilized people do, Lazarus. Go ahead. And I don't think hold person give anything else when you get hit. No, it doesn't. Hold person is just kind of fucked up.
Yep. 16.
You're free.
I'll kind of roll my shoulders out and go, really, the worst part of that was not being able to speak back. I'm going to tell you right now. And do I want to rage? I got my rage back.
Your save comes at the end of your turn.
Yeah, I was trying to. Yep. Okay, I'm going to just. No, I can't move. It's the end of my turn. Okay, I'll end my turn there. That's it. That's it for me. Yeah.
Trying to get that. Is that one even? but it'd be funny, so let's try it.
Can anyone else in the tower hear what's going on?
Not really. The fight's actually been pretty quiet so far because I stopped it before it got really heavy. So they haven't been throwing a whole bunch. It's just been a crossbow bolt hitting the wall so far. I imagine that's probably going to change here in a minute.
Yep. Magnify gravity. Oh boy. What save is that?
It's going to be a con save, DC 13.
Mm-hmm. Shrug it off.
16. You're going to shrug it off. You're going to take 5 force damage from that.
Okay.
See, as you come off there, like crack your neck, and Liaris just throws his hand up and throws a kind of black ball that seems just kind of goes and like lands at your feet, spreads out, and you just feel the weight kind of trying to pull you down to the ground. Your turn.
I will walk towards them, sort of shearing my scimitars against each other like I'm just getting ready to carve into the Thanksgiving turkey. You had your fun. That was nice. But I really think this dance should come to an end. I'm beginning to feel a bit hungry. And you look like the perfect meal for this evening. And I will take my first swing with the Cloud Piercer. 29.
29 is going to hit. I'm going to have to dodge at 18 down to 9. Ooh, that ain't good.
Next one, 22.
22 hits 11, and he drops.
I will kind of look over him and go, I did a bit more, but I suppose that's all right. And I'll kind of brush the blood off the blade, put one away, and I'm going to kneel down and I'm going to pin I'll kick the crossbow away. Fuck that thing. I'm going to take the ring off because that seemed magical. Put that away. And then I'm going to try to like pin his hands with like my knee and my one free hand so that he can't do too much with his magic. And I'm going to kind of just tap him on the face a little bit and go, so many interesting things you said. I really like this side of you much more than the coy side with all of the other things that you did. Really, I can see what Tira sees in you. It's a shame some of the things you said about me, though. A parasite. Really just not flattering. And I wonder, would you really be that special? Would you be so high and mighty if you were just like me, I wonder? Really, just like me. It's an old trick. It's not a hard one, but I could make you mine.
He spits some blood in your face.
I lick it up. An appetizer. That's lovely. I do hope you have an answer to my earlier question, though. Do you remember? Right now, Laertes, are those memories enough to keep you warm as you lay here dying on my floor?
You see, he coughs a bit more, a little bit more blood comes out of his throat. He goes, all I need to know is that I loved her. Can you say the same? And he reaches over to his coat and he pulls something out jerkily. And you see there's this little ring now in his hand with a piece of metal sticking out of it.
What is this ring for?
In his other hand, he just kind of pulls the side of his coat open. You see strapped there against his chest is a silver ball with several runes on it, slowly lighting up that even from here you can feel the radiant light filling the room. As it...
Oh, it's a fucking... Is he gonna suicide bomb me? Oh, boy.
As a holy hand grenade goes off.
Yep.
Roll me a dex save. DC is 17.
19.
Well, you're gonna take half of 33. We'll cut that down to 16.
Okay. That was what I have a lot of respect for him right now. I'm gonna say
You all hear a loud boom, and there's like a bit of a shake throughout the tower. They're like, what the fuck? Lazarus, you're like blasted in the face. Probably half of your face side is a little burned from like the flash of radiant energy and stuff. You're like laying down 5 feet away from him on the floor, just kind of looking up, going, okay.
Yeah. I'm
Who's
definitely heading
closest?
that way.
Who would
I
be
think I'm on the
closest?
same floor, at least. I
I
assume.
think you, Fauna, and Ardwell are all on the same floor.
I had been
Yes.
just exiting their room,
You
probably.
just exiting their room because Keska is with Calypso now, and Idala is still on the roof where she was when she met Keska. So yeah, Fauna, Ardwell, and Tira would be the closest they hear that loud boom come from Lazarus's room.
Holy hand grenade, huh? Wow.
Yeah, shit.
Wow. Yeah, Ardwell jumps up and is
Yeah, Tira's going.
quickly.
She's. Yeah.
Yeah, Fauna would dash out of the room too.
Lazarus.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Ash.
Idal is heading that direction too, but she's
Okay.
thinking it's probably Professor Zephyrus again.
Not the first time you've heard a random explosion in some part of the tower. You not usually here on the dormitory floor. Lazarus, anything you do here after this, grenade goes off in your face?
What is left of his remains at this point?
Mostly they're still there. Radiant damage doesn't really, disintegrate a normal person. It's much more damaging to fiends and undeads.
Yeah, that was very personal. Yeah. I will.
Yeah, that was brought just for you.
Yeah, that was great. I will. I'm gonna go and snatch up the letter and put it in my pocket. And then I'll go over to him and kind of like just gently tapping his face. Really well done. My respect for you is back when I thought you were fighting me one-on-one before you pulled the trickery with the illusion. Well done. I still have this pit inside of me wondering what you would be like if you were like me. I think we'd get along just fine. I really do. I think if you were like me, none of this would be a problem. But before we get to that point, you said you love Tira. Does she love you?
You're looking down at him, you realize he's dead.
Yeah. Okay. I'm still talking to him as if he's
still talking to him as if he's alive. Yeah, you're probably just a little sun flared in your eyes too, so you're not seeing terribly well.
My ears are ringing. I'm like, wah. Anyone else hear that ringing noise in here? Is it just me?
I don't know how long it takes us to get there.
Right about now, the three of you come in bursting through the door. Lazarus is standing over Laertes' body, monologuing. His saber is still sticking out of the chest of Laertes.
I'm the bad guy. I got it. Yeah, that's
me. Yeah, Tira's like gonna like glance at you and then go down by him. Like, what happened? Were you fucking possessed? What happened?
No, I was in my right mind. He entered my room and we got into a bit of a scuffle. The scorch marks you see are from a holy hand grenade. Really well done on his part. Did not see it coming. Didn't look like he survived. You got here.
He stops and turns and looks back at Fauna.
Fauna? I was trying to think of how to respond.
Sorry.
Fauna just kind of puts her hand over her mouth and she says, I'm sorry. This is all my fault.
Ardwell, can we fix this? Can you get my grandfather?
Well, let's fix it how. He did try to murder me. We're just skipping past that part.
Um,
I'll yell at him when he's
is
fucking
the
alive
crossbow
again.
bolt still sticking through his torso?
I didn't take it out, yeah.
Tira's, I'll yell at him when he's alive
Tira.
again right now.
Yeah, this is
Please
not
call him.
good.
Call him.
Tira, do you...
I will immediately. Actually, I don't know. Do I have?
He said he was going to make you learn sending.
I do have sending. I'm trying to figure out because unfortunately I assumed that we would have a long rest by now, so I don't know exactly where I was in my spells. I'm sure I have a 3rd or 4th level slot left.
Yeah, even if you don't you have like arcane recovery or something?
Yeah. So I'm sure I'd have.
You could have used that during the short rest period too, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah, so I will go ahead and do ascending. Let's see. Real quick, let's see. To her grandfather, Laertes attacked Lazarus. It's not pretty. We need help. Laertes probably dead.
Probably dead.
How long is...
Tira's like over him. She's like just kneeling over him right now.
Would healing him bring him back at this point, or or are we past that?
I think we're to revivify.
Yeah, he failed 2 death saves and the failed death save
bomb.
from the grenade.
Yeah.
She can do that.
Vana's gonna say, what about Keska?
Yeah, where is she?
About this time, Dulicimere or Idala comes in.
Idala comes in full succubus form.
Okay.
She hasn't realized that she's changed.
What
happened?
You know, boys will be boys. Just a bit of a scrape. Laertes.
Have you seen Keska?
Dulicimere kind of shrinks. Yeah, I've seen her.
This is your fault. Tira like launches at you.
Uh-oh.
Not with weapons drawn, for what it's worth, but she does like launch herself at you.
I'm gonna try and dodge.
Okay. She's going to attempt to like just push you into the wall if possible. So I don't know if this would be...
Give me an athletics check, and Dulicimere can give me an acrobatics check.
Okay.
Come on, thank you.
For what it's worth, she didn't draw her axe. She just...
Okay, no.
Uh-oh. Okay, so she's just holding you against the wall, screaming, "This is your fault! You fucking did this! You fix it!" in tears.
What did I do?
You made them fight each other. You fix this! Get Calypso! Get somebody now!
Idala is just shrinking further and further.
She's just holding you against the wall, screaming in your face. She's not actually, like... She's very cold right now.
She finally gets fed up and says, "Enough!" and pushes you off of her.
She's not gonna let you, if possible.
Opposed athletics? You push pretty hard, Idala, but Tira doesn't budge at all. It's like pushing against a rock.
I can't do anything if you're pinning me here.
You killed him. You.
She shrinks into the bracelet.
Okay.
Well,
so you are gone?
Yeah, she's gone.
Uh-oh. Okay. Well, to be fair, Tira, he sort of killed himself in the end.
Yeah, I will fucking yell at him if we can fix this and bring him back.
I don't I'm very much on the fence about bringing him back after the
I'm
whole
not.
approach. I don't know if bringing him back when he was trying to kill me is necessarily.
He won't. I will yell at him. I fucking swear.
All right.
Ardwill, anything?
Ardwell, you get the response back on from your sending. He goes, I understand. What is your current location? What town are you nearest to? Respond back to me. I will have an operative meet you in that town, ready for resurrection.
All right. I'll respond with a Parnast.
Okay. You get another response back. Very good. They'll be waiting for you.
Okay. We need to go into town and make contact with an operative.
Okay. And
they
she
will-
will.
He will have a resurrection ready.
Okay. And she will go lift him up. I'm sorry, Laz. I know this isn't your fault. I will fucking yell at him and make him wish he was dead again. I just need to get him back first. Okay?
He'll just sort of stare at you blankly and kind of narrow his eyes, and then go, right. Well, you can all see yourselves out. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Yeah.
Brad,
Uh-huh.
what do I see in Calypso's bracelet?
You reappear where you normally appear, outside of the castle that makes up the interior space of the bracelet.
Do you want to do Keska's scene first?
Yeah,
we can go
Keska's been
ahead
in
and-
there first.
Yeah, we can go ahead and hop to that now. We've cleared this section.
Meanwhile, at the Fortress of Solitude.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Deep in inner space.
Uh-huh. God, I fucking come in and it's goddamn Thunderdorm.
Yep. I knew, I'm just going to say, I was like, I don't know what curveball Brad is going to send my way, but I tried to go through. Holy Hand Grenade was not on the list of like just pulling the pin. I was like, I for sure, I was like, he's going to like throw a couple spells. He's going to paralyze me. He's going to be an arcane trickster. So I was like trying to think it's going to be some illusions, fucking pulling the pin and blowing up my room. I was like, style points for sure. For like
Sephiroth, like during all of this.
Gazing into the abyss and seeing what gazes back.
Probably. Sounds about right.
That's about right.
All right.
Okay, Keska, you
Hmm.
take hands with Calypso and are transported away. Not inside of the bracelet, like you probably imagine, but somewhere else. As you find yourself on a cliff, somewhere very bright and sunny. The smell of the sea coming over the side. You look out and to your side, you see nothing but the expanse of ocean. Quite the view, isn't it?
Yes. Where am I?
You are here on the easternmost shores of the land known as Thalia.
I'm unfamiliar with that.
Oh, it is a very far away land. Most of the races from your side of the continents don't make it out here. Occasionally, though, some make it from here to your side. This is Dulicimere's home.
Really?
Yes, I thought some context into her current status might ease us as we begin to discuss these matters. If you will accompany me, we shall go have a look-see, shall we?
course. It is your domicile in a way.
He just kind of laughs a bit and leads you along the side. And actually, I'm going to throw you some curveballs here. Because as you walk a little ways towards the beach, you see a bunch of very young sirens around the age of 10 or so, including one that quite resembles Dulicimere. Actually, what was Dulicimere like at 10 years old?
Um, she was pretty shy. Very off to herself. Most of the time, she was actually trying to climb trees and look out over the water at passing merchant ships.
See, Keska, as you're looking out around these, a lot of the other children are kind of in the first stages of flying and are starting to, out here on the beach, practice diving for fish. As they get a little bit of a area above the sea, and kind of go forward, and then just kind of like dive down and try to see who comes up with the fish. Except for Dulicimere, who's a little further off on her own, further up the coast, off the beach, and perched herself up in a tree, watching out across the horizon.
Is that who I think that is?
Yes, yes. I probably should have prefaced by saying this, but you see, my friend, we are not quite in the same time. It's quite relative to me. This is your friend Dulicimere many years ago. Well, not many. Don't tell her I said that. She'll get very upset with me.
I would have her tell you herself anyways. But go on.
And then he kind of waves his hand a bit. And you see everything kind of just shifts forward. And you find yourself in the grand halls of Strixhaven Academy. There you see the Prismari of Strixhaven, yes.
Okay.
Which is a sub-school of Strixhaven.
Yes.
My bad, sorry.
It's all good.
Yeah, you're fine. I can never remember what your guys' individual ones were, but I remember they were all under the Strixhaven banner, so it's usually where I default to.
Prismari and Witherbloom. Those were the
Prismari and Witherbloom. It doesn't come up a whole lot, so.
Yeah.
Anyway. You're
Well,
looking
one of them
out
definitely won't come up anymore.
One doesn't at all, no. Looking out about this group, and you see it's a full orchestral class. You know, there are about 4 rows of chairs in a semicircle. And here you see about, I don't know, how old would Dulicimere be here? Second year of school for Dulicimere? It should be about 17?
Probably about 1920.
1920. What is she like here?
What is she like here? She's one of the popular kids. A lot of people mill around her. A lot of guys especially are just fawning over her left and right and center. There's a couple of professors that won't take their eyes off of her, some for good reasons, some for bad, some because they just don't like her, some because they like her a little too much. But regardless, Dulicimere seems to be the center of attention in every room that she's in. Regardless,
I think you're still early enough in the process of this that you're still just kind of preening under the attention and enjoying the spotlight. It hasn't become overbearing and awful yet.
Yep.
You're very happily here, the center of attention, the apple of everyone's eye, so to speak. Your professor, who is leading the orchestra, who's perched himself on top of the easel at the top with his little baton in his hand. If you will direct your attention over to Discord, I have a picture of Professor Hootsberg.
Oh, that's adorable. That's a good owl name.
Oh, that's adorable.
sitting there conducting along, and as is the problem he often has with this particular concert group, everything starts off fine, and then we start to kind of fall apart little by little as more and more attention wavers, and eventually half of the group has now lost their focus on the conductor and have now focused themselves on Dulicimere. Students, students, please. We must all endeavor to keep our eyes away from this vision over here. We must focus up, please. You see, and a door opens towards the back, and you see Professor Zephyros stick his head in and go, I do say, Professor Wutzberg, if you wouldn't mind, I need Miss Dulicimere for something important at the moment. Would you mind if I steal her away? Yes, I think that might be for the best for us all right now. Dulicimere, if you could go with Professor Zephyros.
She goes. She kind of huffs and is like, ugh.
Like, again. You head off of that. Calypso turns back to you, Keska. Such an awful thing to be trapped within the spotlight, unable to do as you please, and yet also forced to do other things.
Yes, I can see that. Sometimes being the center of attention means that more eyes are wishing for you to be pushed from the spotlight.
Yes. And then soon after this, when poor Dulicimere left the school, sought out to forge her own path, I was bonded with her, given to her in a way to see her destiny come to fruition. And then we hit a what is the word you mortals like to say? A stumbling block. Scene around you shifts again, and now you're here, deep under the mountain in the orc stronghold, as Dulicimere is led into a room by a attractive young woman, and you watch in confusion, which slowly turns to horror as you watch the succubus seduce, ensnare, and kill Dulicimere. And you hear the last gasp of breath from her mouth as she whispers, "Save me." And the pulse of magic coming off the bracelet. And you watch the whole thing transpire. Her presence moves out of her decomposing body straight into the succubus. You see the revelation on her as she realizes the body she's in now, the horror, the fear. I will admit it's not my best work, but we were pressed for time and we had things to do. So, as you can see, poor Dulicimere is a victim of circumstance.
I can see that. Had she been able to fight the thing, she would have been able to die with honor, but unfortunately, she died due to negligence of being able to see what was around her and her inability to be able to listen to people. Something that I see that she has actually learned how to do a lot better in some instances, but
The
not
only
all.
time we stop learning is when we stop living. Fortunately, Dulicimere still has much learning she is able to do.
Very true.
Now that we have gone over this little bit of here, let us get down to brass tacks, as it were. Calypso waves his hand again, and you are seated at where would we be? We are in the middle of a forest. Before you is a tree stump that has been cut over and like smoothed and sanded down. There are two tree stumps on opposite sides of it that make for perfect chairs to sit at, as a full kind of tea set appears out before you.
May I?
Of course, of course.
She sets the hammer down and the shield, and she kind of puts back the hood a bit from the white wolf carcass, and she'll take a little bit of tea. She'll sip it.
Yes. Now, as it were, I understand that your tenets of your goddess are as such, and you may see a being, an innocent, as you have now seen Dulicimere to wholly be, trapped in the body of a nefarious fiend. Uh, is not something that you would need to smite, as it were, I would hope.
No, knowing the fact that as she'll sip her tea a little bit again, it's quite good. Um, knowing the fact that she is in this way, as long as she has control to a certain degree of this being, then I have no problem with it. As long as she has control, of course, you understand.
Of course. It is something that must be learned. She has not had a lifetime in a body to learn how to deal with his urges, but she is well on her way.
Hmm.
Yeah, I would ask a favor for a favor of you, if you would be so kind as to indulge me.
I will indulge your conversation, of course, but whether or not I agree to it is yet to be seen.
Of course, of course. I would seek your favor in the interest of aiding me in teaching Dulicimere to master these new things that have been happened to her, so that she might better be able to return to a normal life. Hopefully, I do so desire that in time we shall find a way to restore her original body. But until then, she must deal with the fiendish repercussions that come with her life being saved. So I would ask you, such a grand and noble cleric, a being devoted to the balance, to help her balance herself with her other self.
Hmm. Just take a second, kind of lean back, put her hand on her chin, and go. Surely there must be something in it for you. You would not ask me this without gaining some kind of boon or skill or even power,
Well,
correct?
of course not. The same thing that it would be gained by your lady from your doing of her deeds. Dulicimere is my agent upon the material plane and carries out my will. If something were to befall her and remove her from the plane, then I am no longer able to carry out the things that my court requires.
Understandable. However, from what I can understand with this, from what they said, it is a wish that is required, which means that you
Oh,
must gain something.
the wishes are parlor tricks for my race. There are other things that need be done. I'm sure Dulicimere has mentioned that I am currently tasked with finding one of my Jinn brothers who has been trapped by giants on the material plane.
See that? No, she has not told me about that yet. I
Ah,
too
well,
have also been tasked with something from a higher power. I must bring balance to this party. I must. It has been required of me by Selune herself, and I am the
then
first to
aiding
collect.
me in this favor would simply be another part of bringing balance to it.
True.
And this would not be something that I would simply do. You are doing me a favor, and I would happily do you a favor. For example, have you thought of the consequences of the quest your party now finds itself upon?
I try not
The
to think about
Calypso
it, but
gestures up into the air, and several giant runes appear, one for each of the giant clans. And then they kind of smile at you, and they do one more rune in the air. For the Goliaths, the ordering is broken right now.
it is.
When you put it back together, who's to say we can't add a new layer? And maybe put it a little bit higher above others. All you'd need is someone to have your back. And at that moment, you're like looking up at the runes as you see they're kind of moving into different spaces with like the Goliaths like at the bottom, but then they like slip up 2 or 3 slots. And you haven't even realized that Calypso's now behind you with both hands on your shoulders. I would
Casca,
be delighted to parlay on your behalf with the backing of the Jin Court to get your people what they deserve.
it would be nice not to have to worry about the frost giants trying to kill us at every other time. You do remember what actually happened to our people and why we even exist, correct?
My dear, I am Jin. I remember all.
Then you know exactly why this is important to me and my people. She will sigh, but still keep looking up at the runes and going, "What is the consequence?"
Consequence of what?
You know what I ask.
Uh, Dear, this is not a wish. This is a favor for a favor. Now, when we complete this, if you would like to discuss terms for a wish, I would be happy to discuss all of that with you. But for now, we are speaking in the business terms of. I believe that for eye for an eye comes to mind, but I don't want to seem garish or gruesome about it. We're not talking about lives here. Well, unless you're thinking about the amount of Goliath lives you would save by getting themselves in the ordning.
Fair enough. And in Keska's mind, she is thinking that right off the bat, there are going to be stories told about her because no other Goliath Night Maiden has ever had Selune directly speak to her. And since Goliaths don't like to lie, there's no reason for her to lie, therefore the stories are true. But by doing this, there will be legends written of her to the point where her name will change. The problem is she doesn't she's her apprehensiveness is still to the point where she's like trying to make sure that she will not lose something because of the fact of this, because that would be disrespectful and dishonorable. So, just so we're clear, you wish for me to gain balance to the group. And you wish for me to help parlay your ability to help Dulicimere gain control of Idala, correct? This demon's name?
My wish is for you to aid in Dulicimere finding the balance of her fiendish body and its urges. The balance of the party is your own concern already. That I am here advocating for my charge, Dulicimere. In exchange, I will offer you my backing when it comes to securing a place in the ordning for your Goliath kinfolk.
Also, Casca doesn't know the name Idala.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought I did.
Nobody does.
Okay. I thought I knew that from the last time. Yeah. I don't know why it just ran in my head. All right, good to know. So, well, nobody knows Adala. Who's Adala? Who the fuck is Adala?
Right.
So if we help this demon and Dulicimere come to terms with one another, you have my backing to helping my people, correct?
That is correct.
No strings attached.
No strings attached.
We have an accord. She'll get up. She will spit in her hand.
Calypso bears, spits in his hand, but it seems like come out like a little bit of just the spit like hits his hand and then it just glimmers like starlight kind of, and it clasps your hand. We have an accord.
This is bound by the mountains. The mountain-born have made this, and the mountain-born shall break it once it has ever been broken by the ones that have created it. This is a pact right now, and I shall not break it as long as you do not.
See, he smiles at you. A djinn never breaks their word.
And a Goliath is too proud to do so.
See, he smiles at you one more time, nods his head, and then you blink and you are standing at the top of the tower again.
Do I hear the crash?
No, that's already passed.
Okay. How much time has passed from the crash to now?
Over a minute.
Shit. Okay.
Dulicimere, or Idala is running through
Through the castle, yeah.
through the castle. Calypso!
Over here, my dear, over here. I was simply deciding what to bake for pie tonight. I'm thinking apple, peach, or lemon. What do
Calypso,
you
where's
think?
Keska?
Casca? Oh, I dropped Casca back off. We have discussed and come to terms with things. You shall not have to worry about her anymore.
Nope, I need Keska.
Casca's not here. She's over there back in the tower on the material plane.
Well, then send me back.
I didn't bring you here. And you haven't answered my question. Apple, lemon, or peach?
Lemon.
Ah, lemon pie. Yes, a wonderful idea.
Oh my goodness.
She
Bad choice.
retreats from the bracelet.
Cool. You retreat from the bracelet, pop back up. Say you probably pop back up in the room right there as Keska's coming downstairs, wondering why everyone's over here in Lazarus, or next to Lazarus's room. I think Lazarus just kind of kicked all of you out too.
Yeah,
I did.
Trip
I
picked
did,
up the
yeah.
body and stared at Lazarus for a few seconds before carrying him out.
Oh,
She definitely was teary,
okay.
but we are going somewhere. I think she's kind of letting Arduil take the lead here.
Do I see the
Hopefully
body or
she
anybody?
knows where we're going.
Yeah, you see Tira walking out holding Laertes' body in her arms.
Shit. What happened?
Fucking
They
prank
fought.
got
Oh god.
your fucking prank got someone killed is what fucking happened.
Enough. How long has he been dead?
Not long.
By about 5 minutes or so by now.
I need to know time. How many minutes?
Kira's not gonna have a fucking clue.
Ardwell, how long has he been dead?
Probably 4 or 5 minutes now.
I do not have access, unfortunately.
We have
Field
somebody, right? She looks at Ardwell.
Yeah, Tara, why don't you take Laertes to your room?
My room? I thought we were meeting a contact.
How close are we to Parnast right now?
Not terribly far. You actually were already en route to there anyway, so you probably arrived there within another hour.
I don't think we're quite there yet, but I guess if we want to just take him down to by the front hall, then let's go ahead and take him down to the front hall. Yeah, that works.
Okay.
Yeah, why don't we do that? Let's take him to the front hall and we'll be ready to go.
Okay.
Eska will look at the devil in front of her, the succubus, and just go, so, I need to speak with you.
Oh boy.
Come.
Suddenly,
Yeah.
everybody wants to talk to Dulicimere.
Yes. Come away from everyone else so that way they don't have to worry about dealing with conversations if need be. This becomes between you and me. Do you understand?
Fine. And she
Cool.
leads the way back to the roof.
Cool. Okay.
As she's walking, she shifts back into her normal form.
No, no. Keep it
No?
up. I need to get used to this.
Well, I can't be used to this.
Why?
Why?
Yes, why?
I can't exactly walk around looking like a demon or a
Of
devil.
course not all the time. But you should be able to be understood of what you currently are. She'll
Her face screws up and she's like very confused.
Casca will lay down her shield and her hammer, and she will like kneel down as if she was like praying. Just like, kneel, sit.
She sits.
Calypso told me what happened. He also showed me what you were, your history, how you got to be. And
Her eyes kind of widen a little bit. Can I insight this?
yeah, sure. Yeah,
20.
she's telling the truth.
20 insight. You know he's talking about Dulicimere, not a dollar.
Okay.
Yes.
I had a feeling that was the confusion.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know which one of you I'm currently talking to, but I hope it's one that's willing to listen,
Which
especially to
one?
someone.
Brian, just to clarify for you, at no point in time were you under any kind of impression that Idala was active.
Well, she's a demon, the devil, right?
You are
Devil right now.
aware that she is in the body of a devil, but nothing was given to indicate that she spoke of the body's impulses.
Okay. Okay, gotcha. That's what I was confused about. Okay.
Yeah.
So I will
Yeah.
I will I will recant that instead. I understand that your past, it was difficult for you. It was difficult for you to get along with people due to the way that you were. It was difficult for you to branch out. You were the center of attention. You were someone who liked to watch people from afar. I know the exact feeling. It's exactly what I went through. It is something that I consider as a boon rather than a thorn in one's side. It allows you to watch people because of the fact that you can watch whether or not they make mistakes or not. It gives you a chance to be able to understand things that you can apply to yourself that will make you better, that will make you stronger and make you come together rather than pull you apart. It is my job to make sure that this party, by will of Selune herself, the what maiden in white, to bring harmony to this group, because she sees great things in all of you. She spoke to me when no one else, including my own family, my grandmother or my mother, has ever spoken to her directly. This is important, and I will die trying to do this.
Look, I'm just me, okay?
You are not just you. You are something far greater. Otherwise, if you were just you, the literal moon goddess would have not tasked me with this.
She looks pretty guilty about things at the moment.
And I want to insight check that if I can.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 27.
She's guilty.
Adala, go ahead and give me a deception check. Let's see what you get.
24.
Close.
You're hiding.
She's guilty not because of the deception, but because of the events that have just occurred. But with that score, you can tell something's off about Dulicimere still.
You are hiding something from me. I could tell. I remember that one of the very few stipulations of this contract with us, even though it is more of a celestial nature now, is that we don't hide things from one another.
What is there to hide? I'm a succubus.
Hmm. No, you do have the appearance of succubus, yes. But from what I saw Siren.
My siren body is no more.
I know that. I saw that. I agree with you. But learning to work with what you have is the best quality that a Goliath knows how to do. We are not given much. In fact, we're given far little in the world. And guess what? We make do with what we have. We don't elect people in charge based on how good they are at talking or how good they are at understanding mercantile. We put someone in charge that we believe is the strongest and most capable at the time. If they are a terrible leader, then they are a terrible leader, but we are a resilient people for that reason. Another one will challenge them and move them, just as the way the winds move across the mountain, just as the way snow glides across the ground. They will be wiped away, and a new one will take its place, and we will walk down that path.
What does that have to do with me being a succubus?
It has nothing with you being a succubus, and it has everything with you being Dulicimere. Accepting what you are, accepting that you have the ability to change yourself regardless of the situation, and then if you cannot change, you must adapt with what you have.
That's what
Acknowledging
I'm
your
doing.
faults. Then stop acting so down on yourself. Understand that you messed up and you're going to go ahead and continue on and trudge through the snow.
I got a man killed, and even more, it was the wrong man.
Who cares?
I care.
Do you
Shockingly.
understand? Do you understand how many people I've had to revive? Do you understand how many people I've had to watch get resurrected due to their foolishness and their complete lack of understanding in this world? You are not alone.
Does that make it okay to just go about killing people willy-nilly?
No, but it understands that reasoning for you to go ahead and stop when it's necessary. That's the problem. You are not a murderer.
No one was supposed to get hurt except for Tira.
Did you fire anything? Did you attack them?
No.
Then it was their decision to fight. An axe simply does not murder a man because it lays on a shelf. A wielder wields that weapon and continues to either use it as a tool or a weapon to kill. That is what happens. Whatever happened, and from what you can tell, does she know about the letter at all?
Does Casca know about the letter?
Yes.
No.
No?
Casca knows
I don't
about
think
it?
so.
I don't think so.
Okay,
No.
I
cool.
don't think so.
I left it there with Lazarus.
Yeah,
Okay,
Casca
cool.
wouldn't know.
Okay, I just didn't want to roleplay something like that. All right. So, like I said, A weapon is used by the wielder, not simply is able to kill based on its happenstance and its ability to stay on a shelf or on the ground or in someone's pack.
Dulicimere
Look.
kind of shrugs it off and says, "Look, I have nothing else to say here.
Then you obviously have learned nothing from me. And you see no remorse in anything what you've done.
What? No, on the opposite. I am remorseful for actions I have taken.
But you do not act it because you shrugged it off. I
You
don't understand.
misunderstand. She's shrugging off the talking to because what it seems like to me right now is Keska's berating her for being too remorseful.
You're also not feeling anything.
Yes, she is.
Okay, well, she's not showing it, so that's why I was doing that. Well, if nothing else, then at least this had a chance to be able to have a one-on-one conversation with you.
We
if you're
will
not-
talk more later. But for right now, we need to see about getting our handler back to life.
It won't be too hard. Someone with a resurrection spell or anything higher level than that should be able to do that. My mother was able to do it decently. Sometimes there was a change in the way they were. But that should be all right.
She nods, finishes transforming into her Dulicimere likeness, and walks down to the main hall.
Love work. As she'll bring the hammer and the shield, kind of put them on her back.
Okay. You guys break apart, meet up with the rest of the group down in the meeting hall as the tower comes close enough for you guys to disembark without drawing too much attention and make your way into Parnast.
Can I, before we leave the tower, stop the group and just say, look, I'm just going to put this out there one last time. I understand a connection to Laertes by many of you, some deeper than others. He did try to kill me.
I
This
know.
feels akin to bringing back the Duchess. I don't know. If we had killed George Reynolds, would we bring him back because he was
Stop.
doing a job? I just.
Stop. I would never say this to you if it had been your wife that attacked me.
And we
Very
are
well.
and we are never
Go ahead.
going to get anywhere if we keep bickering with one another. Sapa, we all stop
No.
bitching about who killed who. We revivify him, or resurrect him, or whatever we have to fucking do. And then we move on. How about that?
I told you she threatened me. How is this any different?
Did she attempt on your life?
Not so far.
No. The answer is simply no. Not so
Enough.
far. She did not.
Enough.
No, Keska, you don't get to cut me off. This is a good point, and I think Tira should speak her piece. No, my wife did not make an attempt on your life. Simply that. Period.
But I would not.
Am I wrong? Is anyone?
Stop
Am
you.
I? Very well. You all go.
Actually,
go about your.
Can I say something here? You know, Laertes may not travel with us all the time, but he is sort of a part of our group. And one of the understandings I thought we had in this group was that we take care of each other and resurrect each other and so forth.
he fucked up. He went and did something fucking stupid when he should have just come to me, and I don't know why. And and
And Laertes killed
yes,
you, Lazarus. Shouldn't we resurrect you?
If I sought out Laertes and killed him, it would be your choice, nor would I expect it. Nor if anyone showed up at our doorstep to kill any of you, regardless of who it was, I would not bring them back. If
I
Keska
would bring
suddenly
you
turned
back.
on me, I would not bring back any of you should you turn on each other.
I would.
That's a line we can't cross, and we've crossed it. He crossed it. That was an agreement. We don't hurt each other. We're on the same team.
Oh, he's going to get a dressing down. That is for sure.
That is all I've been
Yes,
saying.
a good talking to. I'll see you all later. Go about your trip to Parnas. I'll stay here with the professor.
Lazarus, he never had a chance against you, and you know it.
Oh, I do know. But he came prepared with something very personal for me. Go about your business. I'll be here.
Well, I didn't think Lazarus would take, a fight to the death so personally.
Yeah, Casca looks at Lazarus and just goes, "Ma, you're acting childish."
Dulicimere speaks up and
darling.
says, Tira,
I don't have time for this. And she starts walking.
then I'll stay with Lazarus and talk to him.
I'll talk to him. You go with Tyr. He and I should have a decent conversation anyways.
Dulicimere's choice.
Dulicimere goes with Tira.
You can talk if you want. She's just walking to what I assume we know the location.
Yeah, meet up,
Like, we
one
have
of the
contact.
inns. You probably got Laertes wrapped up in a blanket by now.
Yeah, probably.
No one
So
was
she's-
supposed to get hurt.
I know. I just don't understand why.
Why
Who's
what?
Ardwol?
There's a lot of whys here.
You know why I mean.
Who's Ardwol and Fauna going with?
Yeah, where are Ardwol and Fauna?
Ardwol's
I
probably
hope
the only one
Ardwol's
got
coming
his
with
head
Tira.
on his shoulder still, so he's making sure that the group gets to the appropriate location
Oh, good.
Cool.
for the
And
resurrection.
Anna is going with.
All right. Lazarus and I will stay at the thing and have a nice little chat.
Look,
Cool. Main group heads out over here towards Parnast. You guys, Ard will lead you in the front, leading you over to one of the small little places over here where you're supposed to meet. Go to the inn, around the back door, give a secret knock. You see the little slit in the door slides open. They gaze over at you. You give a nod, opens up, and you guys are led inside. See, there's a matronly woman sitting at the back with a book in front of her. She gazes up at you. On the table, then, dearest.
And she lays him down very carefully.
She walks over there, kind of like cracks her back from on. All right, let's do this, and casts resurrection on Laertes. You see the holy magic hits him. Gather around. You hear bones cracking back in place as the wound in his chest heals up, and he hear gasp for breath and kind of shuffle around. You realize you still got him wrapped up in that blanket like a mummy.
Dulicimere moves to help take it off of him.
Take it off him and like blinks around for a moment. He's kind of squinting. He doesn't have his glasses.
He has
I have
glasses?
no idea where those are.
Yeah.
Yeah, he always wore glasses.
Mm-hmm.
But Tira definitely wasn't looking for those. Or giving a
Definitely
shit.
didn't find them. They're probably still in Lazarus's room.
Probably.
One of the lenses cracked.
And she left the
Lazarus
note
probably-
in there too.
Oh yeah, Lazarus picked up the note and then stepped on his glasses. He picked up the note though, for sure.
Got it. Yeah. I remember you said you picked up the note, put it in your pocket. See, Larry just looks around. Goes, huh? Didn't go quite the way I thought it would, then, did it?
Why?
Why what? You're going to have to be a little bit more specific than that. Why am I on a table?
Why
Why
did you
are
attack?
you on a table?
Why was there a bolt through Lazarus's chest?
Well, because I missed his heart.
I like him so much
I
more
would
now.
never have forgiven you for that.
All right. Well, hold up. He kind of like shuffles and slips himself out of the blankets. First
Kira.
of all, my dear, in my defense, he threw the first punch.
No, you should have talked to me.
I should have came to you and told you that one of your dear friends was spreading slanderous rumors about you. You would have never believed me.
I wouldn't have believed you.
That's how you cut out there, Angie. I didn't get with that.
Why wouldn't I believe you?
I did not want to put you in a position where you had to choose between your friend and me. So I sought him out with the intent of getting the truth from him.
It didn't go well.
But
Evidently not.
It
But you
wasn't
could've-
him.
What do you mean it wasn't him?
Anna's gonna
Oh,
step
right.
up next to like Dulicimere and
Lazarus
kinda-
didn't send you any. No,
It was us.
not me.
Wait, are you two in love with Tira and wish to separate us so that you may take her?
No.
Is that what your problem is with me?
No.
I don't understand what.
No.
I know you wanted to punish me. I hope you are satisfied that you have. And that whatever the
Dulicimere
fuck
looks
your
like
problem
she's
was
been
with me, we're done with it now.
Dulicimere looks like she's been smacked in the face with a fish. Look. The point of the letter was punishment for Tira, not pain for anyone else.
I don't even fucking know what you felt you needed to punish me for. I thought you were my friend. When I have a fucking problem, I come and tell you.
We told you. We told you multiple times. And you went and planned the demise of Karask's tribe behind our backs.
It wasn't about you.
This wasn't about you.
You just said this was about me.
If the demise of Karask's tribe wasn't about us, what was it about?
It's about him.
And you directly contradicted his wishes.
Yep, I did.
This was
That's
your
what it
punishment.
was for. Yeah.
Getting my handler killed was my punishment. Fan-fucking-tastic. Are we done? Are we even now?
I sure hope so.
His death wasn't meant to happen.
What'd you say?
His death wasn't supposed to happen, though.
No, no one was supposed to get hurt.
No,
Excuse
You're
me,
not
miss. If
supposed
I
to-
may interpose in here for a moment, being that I am I am in equal parts of this deception. Are you telling me that heartbreak is not a form of hurt? Because
Oof.
clearly that was your intention when you sent me this letter, was to break my heart and Tira's.
No one was supposed to die. Is that better?
Dun dun dun.
I suppose I shall accept that one, yes?
Yeah, I get
Alright,
that you thought.
As
I
some
assume
of
you just
our-
thought this would be hilarious.
Do I look like I'm laughing?
Oh, obviously not with the way it turned out.
Fauna's just kind of shuffling. She goes, I should have wrote the letter. At least it probably wouldn't have gone as badly.
You weren't
Dulicimere
yourself.
places a hand on Fauna's shoulder and says, "No, it's probably better this way."
Can I point something out a little bit here? Don't we have we figured out that there are things potentially worse than death?
Yeah. What are you getting at?
Just oh, it's fine. It wasn't supposed to be someone's death. Um, I'm not seeing it as a good excuse.
Okay, also, she glances at Laertes and says, I never told anyone about us, so how the fuck? She just looks over at Dulicimere. Why the fuck did you pick him? I mean, they do know now. She adds.
It's kind of
adds
all out there
apologetic.
now.
It's out there. Also, we reached out to my grandfather. You were dead. I mean, he couldn't kill you over it if you were already dead.
Oh dear, he's going to ask why Lazarus killed me.
Yeah, he is. And why I immediately went to him for help instead of thinking more clearly and remembering to come here myself.
Or you could have asked the professor.
Can he raise the dead? I actually wondered why he hadn't shown up. I thought he knew everything that went on. But
No, my dear, wizards do not know resurrection magic.
But seriously, why the fuck did you pick Laertes of all people?
If I don't remember the check in question, but if I remember correctly,
oh, you had picked up on
picked...
things. I'm telling you out
Yes.
of character. You had insight.
Dulicimere
doesn't know
had
that.
figured it out.
Oh yeah.
I gotta
Tira
say that
thought she was being
Fauna
very
chose
clever.
Laertes though, so that was kind of
Well,
on
even
her.
before then, you knew that Tira was attracted to Laertes.
Yeah.
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 She even had told you, Fauna, actually.
I don't
remember
think
when we had you in the room and you were trying to run away, Tira had told you all kinds of things.
I think there was a couple times we discussed checks, and you're like, there's no check need to be made. She's not subtle at all.
Like, she might have thought that Tira had just a crush, because at the time, that was all it was.
I don't think she thought it went as deep as it did go, but she'd figured out that there was a connection.
Yeah.
She explains this.
Lazarus is pissed, and
you
gotta
blame him?
stay away from him. I'm not talking to you. This isn't my fucking fault. And Laertes, you gotta stay away from him.
I shall
can't promise you'll be
endeavor
safe.
to send an apology in the form of a letter and perhaps a gift. Though I will not apologize for the things that were done once the fight started. As I said, he threw the first blade. I shall apologize for the circumstances with which the fight started.
Okay. From a distance.
Yes, in letter.
A good long distance.
Fauna's gonna step towards Laertes though, and she's gonna like bow a bit, and she's gonna just be like, I'm really sorry for this happening. I shouldn't have suggested the letter. I'm sorry. No.
Brad?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
This is a pregnant pause.
No, I thought you were apologizing to Tira. That's why I didn't respond.
No, she was saying it to Laertes.
Oh, sorry. See, he nods his head. I think for a moment. He goes, "Well, I suppose we have all been punished in one way or another for foolish ideas today. Let's endeavor to move past them all."
Yeah.
Wait, just to be clear, though, you are not in love with Tira and attempting to insert yourself between us.
Dulicimere
You
laughs.
never answered that question, and that concerned me because when I asked Lazarus if he slept with Tira, he never answered that question either.
Yes, Tira is laughing at that point.
Everyone's laughing in the room.
You
Except
what?
for Leardes.
You thought what? Is what she
Yeah.
You guys, my Discord keeps disconnecting, so like I just completely missed what happened, and all I heard was
Oh,
everyone
no.
Lazarus
laughing.
didn't know
Oh,
if he
no.
asked if he'd slept with Tira, and then Tira just started laughing her ass off. You thought what? You thought that
I like.
The letter, and he air quotes that he sent me was very descriptive of certain parts of you, and I inferred that perhaps he had somehow some knowledge of your body.
Dulicimere
I mean,
shrugs
I
and
guess
says,
I'm not the most modest person, so that's possible.
You
I
have
think
been naked in front of him once or twice.
Yeah,
Dulicimere.
I'm
just
pretty
like-
sure they all know what I look like naked. Sorry.
Well, there was
I'm
the one time
dying.
that Dulicimere made all their clothes disappear.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
there was
right.
that.
I'm dying at the thought of him like dying. He died because the worst thing I did was not answer his question. He like died and came back. It was like, what son of a
Yeah.
bitch? He didn't actually tell me. Like,
But
He resisted the
let
spell. He
me
wouldn't have resisted
tell
the
you-
spell if the answer was no.
I'll give you a very clear answer here, and it is no. Nothing. I have never slept with Lazarus.
Very good then.
I just still wish you had just come to me.
See, he sighs for a moment, goes, I don't. I mean, he like awkwardly and embarrassedly looks at the rest of everybody else here in this room watching this thing go on. Is like, well, fuck it.
I think
It's already the
everybody
end of the
knows
day.
at this point. She says.
He
Everybody.
looks at you kind of ashamed, and he goes, I don't always think clearly when you're involved. I got very upset when I read the letter, and I thought someone was trying to come between us.
Dulicimere.
I had thought that there couldn't quite be an actual us.
He shuffles awkwardly again and goes, I wish there could be.
She is like, no, I don't think she can really blush, but she is just kind of staring at him in surprise.
See, he kind of like huffs one more time and looks. He goes, truth is, I loved you the first time I laid eyes on you, to the last time I drew breath, and again when I woke up.
Can we be alone? She kind of looks at everybody else.
Just so you know, didn't sleep with her. Pretty sure Lazarus didn't either. Okay, let's go.
Ardwell grabs Fauna's hand and come on, let's go find some privacy for ourselves.
Okay, yeah.
Dulicimire's gonna wander the town.
I mean, it's been fun having a secret affair. You definitely kept your feelings quiet. I think, though, you have the advantage and have always known me more than I've gotten to know you.
I was afraid if you knew everything, if I didn't have some mystery to me, you'd get bored of me.
You know, started.
I'm not a great fighter. I can't be by your side on the battlefield. All I can do is help you with information here and there.
I became interested in you when you were puking into a bucket I was holding for you. It's not the mystery. It's when I see the person under there.
I loved you when you were half orc. I love you now that you were a drow. I'd love you if you turned into a tiefling next week. It wouldn't matter to me.
I think you know me more than I know you, but I do think I could love you.
He comes up off of the table, leans forward, and goes in for a gentle kiss.
She will go along with that, but if this has to stop, tell me now.
See, he steels himself. He goes, if we have to stop, it will only be if you tell me you don't want to see me anymore.
I do. And the cat's out of the bag, and I feel really bad about that. I did try. Okay, I actually had just admitted it to Fauna and Ardwil. I couldn't help it. So I did kind of break that. I'm not.
See,
I'm kind of impulsive.
I hadn't noticed.
I am still pissed that you didn't talk to me instead of Lazarus. But I definitely want to keep seeing you. I don't know if we can keep it from my grandfather though.
Probably not.
But he's
That
not.
ship has probably sailed.
He just paid to have you resurrected, so he probably won't kill you.
That just means he might have me resurrected so he could kill me himself. I shall have to see about that. A problem for
Because
another day.
he's gonna have questions, and he always fucking knows when I lie to him.
Yes. We have a bit of time. The reason I was actually on my way to the tower anyway was I was supposed to collect Ardwell. He has a meeting with your grandfather and the boss shortly that I'm to escort him to.
Okay. Are you okay? And she will try to help him up.
See, he pulls part of his shirt to the side. Like half of his interior shirt is completely like burned away and shredded. So he's got a pretty wicked scar here on the side of his rib cage from the grenade.
Well, shit. She loves that actually.
So they're looking at it. So is it bad or can you like do stuff?
She she's uh she like tries to pretend like she tries to play it cool as she looks at that, but that is very sexy. From being an orc, that is sexy. Oh man, he doesn't notice.
Nope, doesn't
Oh,
notice at all.
let me kiss that and make it feel better.
Yeah, you'll have to show me all of your scars sometime. Next time you come to me, surprise me.
Cool. We're gonna hop away from that scene.
Yeah, she gives him a kiss before heading out.
Hop away from that scene. Let's hop back to the tower where Keska and Lazarus were gonna have a conversation.
Okay. As soon as the group takes off, I just turn heel and start looking for the professor. I understand Keska's trying to talk to him, but he's just going to turn. He's got something he needs to do. Oh, Professor.
You go heading into the professor's lab. There are, of course, the usual wizard accoutrement everywhere. Several alchemy-style beakers, various shapes, sizes, colors, puffs of smoke coming in random places. A entire wall shelf full of crystal balls, all the same large size. Of course, with their property of Strixhaven runes on the bottom of them. You see the professor over there at a small table, 3 cards in front of him, and a what's the word? A flump. If you know what that is.
Yeah.
There's a flump in front of him that is playing 3-card Monty with the cards in front of him. Yes, I see. This time, I shall endeavor to use the exact mathematical equation. It will tell me where the queen is. Black. Got it!
I have so many questions.
My first response is, I do not believe it is this flump's first time playing this game.
Okay, that answers what the thing is.
Well, I hope I'm not interrupting. I was going to ask you for a favor. Perhaps I can have this conversation with Keska, and then I could trouble you for a favor. Would that be all right, Professor?
Yes, of course. You can't take your eyes off the money. There she is. Black again.
I'll turn to Keska and then finally pull the bolt out from my chest that Laertes shot me with, pull it out and go, so you wanted to chat. How can I help you?
Kind of like put her arms crossed and just kind of look down at you and just go, So how was he in a fight?
You know, I have to give him credit. He was more creative than I thought and really went out on his shield. Tried to take me with him. Admirable. But didn't quite have what he needed, but admirable nonetheless.
But
by the way, before I forget, Jeff, Lazarus stole Laertes' Ring of Spell Storing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I took the ring.
Go ahead and add that to your inventory.
Okay. I was rifling through his fucking pockets, taking everything I could.
I think it still has 1 charge left of Silvery Barbs.
Oh, nice. Okay, I'll add that to my sheet. Yeah,
So,
he hung in there. What are you gonna do?
So at least it was a fair fight in a way.
I mean, what is fair, really?
2 people
jumping
fighting
in-
against one another.
Sure, I suppose we could call it that. He did come by unannounced, dropped in on me, tried to make it a whole thing, but sure, just the 2 of us. That's about as fair as it was gonna get, I assume.
So you bested him, and from what I understand it, they're reviving him, so that way he is able to eventually in the future fight you again. Correct?
It does seem likely that he would make a second attempt if given reason to. Well, at least I know if I had gotten my ass kicked like that, I would. George Reynolds, if you ever hear the name, he's got it coming.
So you have lost, so you understand what it means.
Which is exactly why I think bringing him back is such a poor idea.
Why?
I lost, and I'm intent on getting back at George Reynolds when given the chance. Laertes will likely do the same.
So your goals align, but you wish for him not to actually help you in your endeavor when both of you could get exactly what you want. I do not see why that's not a benefit to both of you.
Well, he might work with us to a degree and then make another attempt on me. I don't see...
Then stop acting like a petty bitch. Guess
My
what?
dear.
When you when you fight someone, especially as being a Goliath, and they beat the ever-living piss out of you, do you literally wallow in your own blood, sweat, and piss on the ground? Or do you get up, you brush yourself off, you tend to your wounds, and you have a fucking beer with them afterwards because it's been a fight? Or you find a way to figure out where you went wrong in order to counteract it the next time, so you don't have that happen again, and you were able to best them or beat them or kill them, should it be necessary. And like they said, Laertes is technically a part of this group, which means that he is not your enemy. He is merely a roadblock that you pushed through, and which he will be building up again so he can best you, which means that you have a rival, not an enemy.
You and I come from such different worlds. It doesn't quite resonate with me. Darling, what you're suggesting is bringing someone back so that he could make an attempt on my life again. I respect all of you so much.
No, I never
I
said
would
that.
not do that. He's going to make another attempt. You suggested he could try and make another
He
challenge
could.
towards me. The fight was
could.
over, Keska. He died. I won.
Yes.
In your own logic, it was over. They brought him back. A man who
Yes.
tried to make an attempt on my life. Seems rather personal. I've been with all of them, all of you, for so long. They brought him back just like that.
So the fight was over, I'm guessing, one of the party members?
He was upset. He has got a relationship with Tira. It seems he's a bit hot-headed, a little jealous.
Do you love her as well?
I suppose I haven't asked myself that question. Thinking of the two of them together is a bit upsetting, and I think maybe that's why I'm reacting so harshly to her bringing him back. It's settled. He made an attempt. He failed. We're bringing him back for what? Another chance on my life?
Or he could understand that he cannot fight you at this moment in time at all. And he should be able to
Right.
understand that his weakness should become his then strength and can learn from you rather than be your enemy.
Perhaps. Perhaps.
Not
You
everything
do.
is going to be trying to fight you or kill you in this world. Some of them just try to beat the shit out of you. And then
Right.
you
And
beat the shit out of them and they come back and are able to understand and limp from their wounds.
I suppose if that were the case, I could see what you were saying. But he came with a holy hand grenade. He was prepared to kill me. This was to the death. He had the intent. He had the tools. He had the drop on me as well. Again, it feels rather insulting to me as a member of this party to bring back someone whose sole directive was to kill me.
She starts laughing. uh, Sorry, you both remind me of feuding brothers. That's all you remind me of. I cannot tell you how many Thulavi men fight with their brothers to the point where it is near death. And then I have to come in, revive them or heal them or whatever have you, and then they wake up, perk up, realize that their life has gotten either better or worse for it, brush themselves off, and then have a nice cold mug of whatever they're going to drink, mead, ale, whatever they have, nice piece of mutton, and then they talk about exactly what happened. Because the fight is over. There has to be a reason to fight. And since that reason has already been resolved, there's no reason for you to actually fight him. And neither has it for him to fight you. Unless he plans to murder of you, of course. But honestly, if you've bested him this much, then I don't think it's going to be very easy for him to murder you.
Perhaps.
So,
In
do you think
any
that,
case, I do appreciate you taking time to educate me in your ways. I think I had something for you, and he'll hand you the necklace that he picked up from the giant, because I didn't have a chance to give that to you last time. And go, this seems well suited to you and your capabilities. Take this, and also I have this mithril chain belt I think we can sell. Why don't you hang on to that as well?
Of course. She'll put a hand on your shoulder and look down on you and go, Salune charged with me with bringing harmony to this group. I will do my best to make that so. And the first step is understanding that there will be conflict between us, but going past that conflict and understanding what our limits are and what our strengths are after the conflict is how we become better and stronger and how our bonds increase. If you think of it that way, then this is just a learning point for both of you.
He'll pat you on the shoulder and go, "You're a good person, Keska. I do think we need more of that around here sometimes. I do appreciate your wisdom. If you'll excuse me, I need to ask the professor a bit of a personal question, but I do appreciate you staying back and speaking with me."
Of course. Take care of yourself, Laertes. And if you ever die, make sure that someone lets me know so that way I can bring you back quicker than the other guy.
I'm going to assume you meant Lazarus because Laertes is a dick.
Same
That's-
team, different name.
I appreciate you, and I'll I'll turn around to go talk to the professor.
Well, you come back over to the professor. Professor's still sitting there playing 3-card money with the flump.
I'll glance over my shoulder to see if Keska's still around because he wants to ask him in
Yeah.
private.
Yeah, she'll be out of there.
Okay.
So
Cool.
don't worry.
Professor, do you remember that spell you did where you zipped us across Sword Coast, the Dimension Highway?
Yes, I do, of course.
I would love it if you could do that for me and send me to the town where Carmilla is. Preferably before anyone gets back.
This is the tower where your dear Carmilla is.
As close to it as possible. I don't think I could get inside. There's quite a bit of magic, but if you could just poof me over there, excellent. And he'll take off the breastplate, the +2 breastplate, and like set it down because I don't need that anymore. And I'll write Dulicimere. I'll be like, spell storing, Ardwill, and he'll write a little note under that one. I think that's pretty much everything. Got the necklace, yes. If you could just send me over there, that would be wonderful. Here, actually, I'll put these here, and then he'll put his swords down. Just hang on to these. That would be great.
See, he thoughts from what he goes. Are you certain about this, Lazarus? You are giving away items and labeling them down like a will, like you expect yourself to die in the process. Are you concerned for your well-being? I'm very not okay with sending you to your death, my friend. You are my best friend, and I only have one of those.
I appreciate you sincerely. Call it more of a walkabout than a walk to my death. I feel maybe I should.
Perhaps an astral projection might be a better way for you to get into contact with your wife. Much safer and bound, yes?
Well, the last time we tried to communicate with her, didn't she push back a bit? Wasn't that a bit dangerous?
But that was when we were scrying. This time I shall send your spirit to her, and your body shall remain here safe and sound.
Let's give it a shot.
Fantastic. Quickly, to the ritual room. He opens up a storage closet. He just starts like moving brooms and mops and buckets out to clear some space in there. Okay, step into the ritual room.
I'll step inside.
He closes the door to the broom closet, and you see a flash of blue light. And you are surrounded by clothing.
Kind of walk through and like try to find my way through everything.
You kind of walk through, you realize, look down at your hand, you realize you're completely ethereal, see-through blue. and you like can't touch anything. You walk straight out through the clothing and through the door. You realize you've just appeared in a closet. And you look around and see a room which has become very familiar to you. You see it in your mind a lot. This is the same room you saw Carmilla sitting at brushing her hair the last time you looked in on her.
If I try to speak, does my voice carry at all?
Yes, it does.
I'll call out to her. Carmilla, dear.
No, the room seems empty at the moment.
I'll kind of cruise around and look for any indication of where, I don't know, if she would be nearby or if there's anything that stands out that I like would want to read or look at or take a closer look at.
Look around a bit. You see that there on her, I can't think of the word. What's the word we use for the makeup table?
Vanity.
Oh, vanity, yeah.
Yes, thank you. You see over on her vanity, see there in a very important place where it's easy to see is, much like what you have, is a hand-drawn picture of you in very particular red ink.
I'll take a closer look at it. Is it moving like the picture that I have of her?
It does move like the picture you have of her.
On closer inspection, what is it just red ink or is it blood?
At closer inspection, you notice, one, it is blood. Two, the picture is mirroring you.
Oh, interesting.
Like you set the picture down, like step away from it and kind of move, and you realize that the picture at all times shows your face as it is right now. As you smile, laugh, talk, all this kind of stuff.
Interesting. So she's been keeping an eye on me. Okay, I will set it down and kind of look around to see if, like, I don't know, is she
You hear the door
nearby?
open behind you.
Okay. I'll turn and look and see if it's her.
Sure enough, she comes to the door, sees you, her eyes like widen in a moment of recognition. She closes the door behind her, and just very poised and in control, walks towards you. And just like stops like just in front of you, beautiful smile on her face as she gazes, reaches her hand up and just barely stops it touching you. She understands immediately what you are, that you're intangible. Well, isn't this
Hello,
a surprise?
darling.
My love, so good to see you again. What are you doing here? What's going on?
Well, I asked the dear professor to send me over here. He recommended dropping in this form beforehand. You know, it could be a bit dangerous if I just dropped in unannounced, but I was...
Yes, had you attempted to transmute yourself from one place into here inside of the castle, your body would probably be separated across an entire forest right now. It would have taken me a century to put you back together, darling.
Yes, I'm glad we could avoid that. I do very much like being whole.
Yes,
I
I am
miss you,
currently
darling.
in the process of making arrangements with the Cloud Chieftain so that I can have you come join me. I'm almost done with my work for him, darling.
You don't think it would be possible for me to join you sooner?
Oh, darling, no. It's not safe enough for you yet. My work is very delicate, as I am being a diplomat for the Giants. And as such, I am so busy right now, and I can't have things interrupting my work. Very soon.
Right.
Very soon, I shall send for you, and you shall be able to come here, join me. We shall have a grand time. I will introduce you to all of my friends.
He'll sort of solemnly nod and go, well, is there anything I could help you with to help speed up the process?
I simply need you to trust that I am doing what is best for the both of us, and everything will work out. In the meantime, I have a gift for you. I was saving this for when you arrived, but I guess, a quick sneak peek at what the gift I have for you should be just right. Fortunately for our kind, this works as long as your mind is here. She walks over to the vanity, picks up a crystal bell, like a little handbell thing, and just like ding, 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 and sets it down and like clasps her hands in front of her, just keeps smiling at you. As a pair of orcs suddenly open the door and like look in, and she says something to them in a language you can't quite decipher, which is kind of weird to you. And they go, and a few moments later, they come back with a humanoid figure, very tall, very brusque, covered in fur, with a bag over their head. Arms bound up back behind them as they're like dragged across the floor. You can see several wounds on their body, and they've been probably tortured and beat quite badly. And they're unceremoniously like dropped and forced to their knees in front of Carmilla and you. Only the best snacks for you, my love. I remember our conversation when your dear friend passed away, and I brought you exactly what you wanted. As she reaches over, takes the bag off, and you see that it is the bear folk that first speared Karask.
Oh boy. Lazarus will walk up and kind of get a closer look and go, "Do you remember me?"
You see, he looks his head up, eyes wide, he's kind of shaking, and nods his head. His mouth is gagged, too, by the way.
Okay. I will look at him and, oh god. I should really think things through more. I'm gonna like try to.
Once in your life, Jeff, think things through.
I'm gonna think back on
my post-it note on Jeff's computer monitor while we're playing. I need to think things through before I say. I tell Brad I want to do this.
Oh my
God.
fuck!
I will look at him and I will think back to the conversation I just had with Keska, because that was the last conversation I had that had pretty good weight to it. I think he was very genuine when he told Keska, like, I do appreciate you saying these things.
Yeah.
And
it's like Keska's coming at it from perspective of like, yeah, it's you sound like fucking like feuding brothers. Is
well,
what
also
you sound
I think like your most important part of like it happened, you need to move on, sort of thing, which is clearly not his strong suit.
Yeah.
He will think about that and then look at the bear folk and go, "Tell me, have you reconciled what you did to Karask?" And just look for a nod or a shake of his head.
Roll me an insight check.
And 10.
10. You see the bear just narrows his eyes at the mention of Karask's name.
Actually, you would probably say his actual name. Most likely.
Yeah, you're right.
Zelksorn.
Yeah,
I don't think Lazarus would say Zelksorn.
He said it. He said it.
I know he knows it. I don't think he would say it here, though.
I don't know if I would know.
Yeah, true. Good.
Okay.
Good point.
As he narrows his eyes, I'll kind of kneel down and go, "And now that everything has happened, do you still feel as though maybe that was the right response to his attempt at helping all of you?" And I'll look for a nod or a shake of his head again.
See, looks at you defiantly, and you can, even through the astral projection, because your spirit is here, your ability to feel emotions carries through. And you can just feel resolute pride at his actions. You hear a crackling bone sound that you're not accustomed to hearing from somewhere else. As you look and see that Carmilla's jaw has split to the sides, revealing her, her mouth spread out wide. Feed with me, darling.
Oh boy! Oh boy!
Carmilla, not that you don't always look lovely to me, darling, but when did this happen to you? You weren't this. I don't remember you being like me I must admit.
She kind of laughs. It sounds weird with her jaw split like this, because you realize you're half hearing her with your ears, half hearing her with your mind. Never realized that's how you communicated like this. But she goes, "Darling, we both changed on the same night. You're a little shook still. You're not all back to me yet, but when I've got everything ready, everything will be as it was, and you will remember everything as it should be."
But darling, I remembered some things, but
She puts her finger to your lips. Shh, you're hungry, darling. You don't think well when you're hungry.
I will kind of like nod at her and then look at the bear folk. And is he just like petrified? Is this just he's just terrified at this point?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, that feels bad. I will. Oh fuck! I'm gonna try to pull the ripcord and see if I can fake that the spell is ending and go back to the professor.
Roll me a deception check.
Oh, that's not my strong suit. Nope.
What you get? 6? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I beat that on a natural. Where's Carmilla's sheet? I really need to finish building Carmilla. I was not expecting us to come talk to Carmilla today.
Yeah, me neither.
Where's her
Literally, Lazarus gives up. Okay, I love you. Bye-bye.
Oh, fuck.
12 check on her. As you start to pull the ripcord, her hand snatches out and like grabs inside of your chest, and you feel yourself like held in place by her.
Darling, this isn't. Something's wrong. This doesn't feel right to
me.
See,
her jaw click, 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 snaps back closed, and you see like her face is not happy. You don't like my gift, darling?
No, I do. I think it was well suited, and I'm feeling.
Do I need to feed it to you? She reaches over, grabs his top of his head, and you just hear crunch as her hand just squeezes and pulls up, and there's just brain and bone in her hand.
I will look at her with a sudden realization of perhaps what I have been lately and go, this, we're not like this, are we? We were better than this. We weren't these monsters. I've been chased out of towns. We're not monsters, Camilla. We're better than this. You followed through on what I asked, and perhaps I should not have asked that of you, but we're better than this, aren't we, darling?
We are better than everyone.
Oh boy. You more so than most.
You need to remember what you are, Lazarus. And she like shoves the brain into your mouth, which does a very weird thing here in which it just passes through you, but you pull all the psychic energy out of it as it passes through your body. And as you're hit with that, you're just hit with that euphoric sensation of feeding. And she lets go of your hand. You snap back.
Oh boy! So I'm back in the.
You're back in the storage closet.
Okay, I will walk out, sort of, almost like a zombie. Like I'm just kind of sleepwalking, and look at the professor and go, "Yes, I'm not quite sure that was the better option now, rather than just being blown up. I've got some thinking to do, Professor. I appreciate you. Would you be a friend and make sure Dulicimere gets that armor piece? I'll hang on to this ring. Professor, do you know what I am exactly? Because I don't know exactly.
Did I move Zephyros up higher? I don't know if I did or not. Where's Zephyros? NPCs, named NPCs. Zephyros. Let's see. I'm going to have Zephyros make an insight check. Interesting. goes, what do you mean, Lazarus? I assumed that we knew from prior experience that you were a vampire of some form, yes?
Right, but the way in which my wife said it made me think maybe there was more to it than that. Maybe more to what I am. I don't
Do you have
remember
any insights into this that might give me somewhere to research towards? Something you think that makes you particularly different than a normal run-of-the-mill vampire?
Well, other than the whole psychic energy thing, that doesn't seem to be a staple of most vampires.
True, but there are many different types of vampire that feed on different kinds of things. There is even some vampires that feed upon dreams.
Well, then I'm not sure, Professor. So much of what I remember has been broken up and stitched back together in the wrong ways. I don't know if I have an answer for you. I'll try to figure it out. The way she said it.
Would you consent to me drawing a bit of blood? I must confess, necromancy is not a speciality of mine, but I do have colleagues at Old Strixhaven in the 4 colleges there that perhaps I could have them take a look.
Oh, certainly, and I'll extend my arm and roll up my sleeve for him.
Happily, and he extracts a couple of vials of blood to send off to a few people.
Thank you, Professor. As always, you are a lovely host. I'm gonna go up to my room, I think, and just try to sort all of this out. Don't forget the armors for Dulicimere when she comes back. I appreciate you.
Of course, I shall take care. Well, one more thing, friend Lazarus. I might recommend that you go to the powder room and clean up. You've got a bit of, and he just kind of vaguely gestures to his jaw.
I got brain on my face.
Yeah, you got blood on your jaw. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I will do that, and I will make my way to clean up what is this bear's blood, Laertes' blood, my blood, everyone's blood.
Who knows?
Yeah, I lost count at this point. I tried. I will go. Yeah, that's it for me. I'm done.
Okay. Brandon, you're not going to be here next week, right?
Brendan,
that is correct.
Okay. Do you want to run the thing with Zin and why can't I remember Jarlaxle's name right now?
Jarlaxle.
Yeah. Why am I blanking Jarlaxle's name?
Sure. Let's do this.
Do you want to run that? All right, let's do that. We're going to. Okay, I'm going to ask real fast. Is there any last minute things anyone wants to do here? I'm about to time hop a day.
Yeah, I'm going to be thinking about other spells.
Kira's gonna go mope by herself.
Okay.
Probably
Not try to
Keska.
go to Lazarus.
Probably Keska would comfort her, or talk with her about some stuff, and at least have a decent conversation that me and Angie can go ahead and roleplay later.
We can do that later. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we can record it.
Dulicimere actually is going to be looking for an opportunity to speak with Tira.
Okay. Cool. I mean, if you want to have all 3 of us there, that's fine.
It doesn't have to be today.
Back to it.
I think she wants to do it now.
Okay.
We might bounce back to that, but I want to knock this little bit out so that
Sure.
We're good on Ardwell and Brandon set for next week when he won't be here.
Cool.
So we're gonna hop ahead a day. You meet up with Laertes the next day, Ardwell, and the 2 of you take a couple of dimensional portals and hop yourselves all the way over to Luskin and meet in Zin's mansion. You're escorted by Laertes all the way up to his study. He comes up to the front, opens the door for you, and just kind of gives you a reassuring nod as you go on. And you come inside, and there you find Zin sitting in one of the high leatherback chairs. The other chair sitting there is Jarlaxle. His hat is set on the top corner of the chair, and they both have a small glass of brandy, and they gesture to you to the remaining seat.
Go sit down in the remaining seat.
Goes something to drink, Ardwell?
Yes, please.
He casts cantrip and magically causes another glass of brandy to appear before you.
And I take the glass of brandy and sip it.
He goes, Jalaxel, if you would indulge me for a moment before we get straight to business, I have something quick to check in with. And Jalaxel gives a nod and takes a sip of his drink. Ardwell, you sent that message yesterday about some altercation with Laertes and Lazarus. Would you care to comment on that?
I'm not sure what happened, but we were in Zephyros' tower and I heard a very loud noise, went to check on the noise, and Laertes was laying dead on the floor. Lazarus had a crossbow bolt through his torso, but was still managing to stand up alive. That's about all I know. I just knew that, yeah, I'd prefer my handlers alive.
Indeed.
So
Is this going to be a matter in which I need to remove Laertes as your handler? Do you believe this will be detrimental to his ability to work with you?
I am not sure yet because I've not had a chance to further talk to Lazarus.
Very well. I shall leave it to you for a decision later then. For now, we shall. You know what? I am not in the habit of spending money frivolously. I believe on a probationary matter, I shall remove Laertes as your handler until you are certain his capability to continue to work with your group is assured and he will not be accosted and murdered by another member of your group.
Understood.
For sure. Okay, well, he gestures back over to Jarlax. Jarlax goes, now then, Ardwell, while we are here, you have expressed some concerns about the nature of our businesses, and you wished to present your case. Zin has spoken up on your behalf, saying as your usuality that you are quite brilliant and capable, so I have decided to indulge in this matter and let you present your case to me. So, by all means.
Indeed. I guess my concerns, and they are just concerns because I do care about the organization and wish to see it thrive, as I'm sure you do. Um, I guess my concern is I was growing up, I learned quite a bit of the commerce side of it and how we managed to develop quite a bit of trade between the city of Neverwinter and the various lands from which you come. And I was concerned that this plan you had, the poison that was used from these mushrooms, its mode of action and the ability to detect it and know that you're being affected by it, it tends to come at quite a high cost in terms of deaths. And I guess my concern is strictly one of economics, in that if we're using the poison the way that I understand, and could very well have just misunderstood, um, I'm getting the plan probably third hand actually, but the way I understood the use of it, it sounded to me like there's going to be a lot of people dying, and that means that there's not going to be a lot of product coming out of the various cities that are now engaged in trade, and that would dry up your trade business quite a bit, is my concern. And I'm not sure that this, I don't think there'll be a sufficient amount of revenue as we basically bring the economies of the Sword Coast to a halt. I guess that's my real concern. Is just that we're going to bring the economies of the Sword Coast to a halt, and they're just not going to have the funds to be able to see it through. Then there's some other concerns. I'm just going to have to, because I know I did not hear this right, but I understood that you were trying to get Luskin to be a part of the Lord's Alliance, and that was part of this plan as well. And
That is the entire purpose of this plan, young Ardo. I see the problem here. The problem is your field of view is too short. That is not your fault. It is a short side of your race. Short-lived though you are unable to see the span of time that we are currently working on. What we are doing, you're right. The applications of this mushroom will cause the economies of several of the towns and cities here in the court to slow down. But in the process of that, what we will gain in political capital will allow us to become a member of the Lord's Alliance, which means that when the economies rise back up, as they always do, the populations will return, things will go back to normal. And then when the economies are back at full force, we, as a member of the Lord's Alliance, will have even better trade with these cities as we are dealing with them as equals. A small dip in our simple bits of trade profits now will lead us to much greener pastures in 20 or 30 years.
and you've thought of all the possible ways it could go wrong and end up with Lord's Alliance actually. Uh, I believe it's been a few hundred years now since last time the Lord's Alliance laid siege to Luskin, but I'm concerned that that might happen if anything goes wrong.
What army could possibly lay siege to us if it's too busy killing itself? We control the mushroom, we control the antidote. In response to your question, young Oddwell, yes, I have considered the motives and plans of this far deeper than you could possibly imagine. And this is the task I have set forth for my organization. Now, are there any other problems you have with our organization going forward? Brandon, if you're talking, I got nothing from you right now.
No, he is quiet.
Okay.
He's sitting there.
Just
He's
checking.
thinking. He is definitely quiet. He has his chin upon it in his hand. Thinking some more. I will give it some more thought, but you're right. I don't have the same long-term view, I suppose, but
But
I'm still not convinced
not convinced of what, young Oddwell?
that this will work out well. But let me think about it. Let me think some more on it. I've shared my thoughts. You've been more than kind and gracious to listen to me.
I want you to roll me a wisdom save, DC 17.
Oh, before I do that,
Yeah, that was a good idea.
Yeah.
let's see, wisdom is a +6, so I'll use my 15, so that's a 21.
15, 21. You feel a pull in your body as you take another sip of your drink, and you feel the activation of Zone of Truth keyed on the drink. And, young Audible, what do you really think of my plan?
So the Zone of Truth does affect me?
Does not
Or
affect you.
does
You
not
saved.
affect-
Doesn't the caster know when when the person saves? I think.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
But Jarlax was not the caster.
I'm not entirely convinced, but like I said, I will think about it. You've given me new information.
Roll me a deception check. Or is that true for Ardwell right now?
That's mostly true.
Okay, I tell
And
you what,
he gets a natural 20 on his deception check, by the way.
you get a nat 20 the deception check? All right, cool, yeah.
Smart man.
See, he nods his head. Jarlax will nod his head. Yes. Very well then, young Ardwell. I believe that concludes the purpose of our meeting. He finishes his drink, stands up, flips his hat, and puts it on. Zen, always a pleasure. And he struts his way out of the room.
Hey, my lord.
See, Zen nods over to you, goes, well, confess, I was a little concerned about you, Ardwell. You had raised some harrowing questions about Jarlax's plan. I'm glad to see your diplomacy skills have not waned when spending so much time around my daughter.
Ouch!
We all know diplomacy is not your strong suit. Don't start
Yes.
with me, Tira.
Somewhere far away, Tira flinches.
Yeah.
And Ardwell's shocked that he managed to have any diplomacy at all.
You managed to get through that? When we're done with this, I'll tell you what would have happened if you'd fucked up. It kept me up for 2 hours while I was on vacation. I woke up and hit this thought, and I couldn't go to sleep for 2 hours.
I have like I was like, oh good heavens, I hope I can cast at least a couple of my spells so I can get away.
Yeah, the party would have
Anyway,
had to split, and I would hand Tira off to be a bad guy handled by Brad, and be a good aligned character to team up with Ardwill and Fauna.
Anyway,
anyway, this
No.
this brandy has an interesting flavor to it.
It does, doesn't it? It's very tricky to get a concentration spell squirreled away upon a liquid. I'll give you a few notes on it you can practice on your own.
Impressive, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Because I have a little bit of good news and a little bit of bad news for you, Ardwell.
Okay.
Which would you like first?
Give me the bad news first.
The bad news is that you were not chosen for promotion.
That's fine. I think I'm more of an advisor, not a leader.
He graciously nods to you. The kind of good news, depends, I suppose, on how you take it, is that Tira was chosen for promotion based upon her plan, her ideas for revenge upon the Bearfolk and the massive boon it brought to us. Tira shall be promoted to captain and shall now be in charge of your party.
that'll be interesting. But hopefully, she remembers to take me as an advisor and to take my advice.
Well, if I were you, I would remind her that she still works for her grandfather, and her grandfather says she should take your advice.
Very good, sir.
Very good. I am pleased to see you are not upset at being passed over for the promotion. I am sorry, but it is what it is right now. I'm certain an opportunity for you will come along again sometime.
As I said, sir, I'm not sure that I'm leadership material. I think I'm best uh, uh, as my one teacher, uh, who was definitely into military history, would point out. I'm staff officer, not commander material.
But that is still an officer.
True.
Anyway,
That's okay.
if
It's
you
okay.
would if you would do me a favor, I am unfortunately unable to present Tira with this personally at the moment. If you would do be so kind as to present her with this for me, and he hands you a small kind of jewelry box, and you flip it open, and inside is a very small platinum spider pendant that is meant to be put on the underside of a lapel as an insignia of a captain.
Very nice. I will definitely make sure that she gets this.
Fantastic. Thank you, Audible. Is there you have a bit of more time here before I shall be able to have you sent back. As always, avail yourselves to anything in the house you need, any of the books and whatnot. You are practically family, Audible. You know your way around. I am, of course, available to you if you need anything. Is there anything I could assist you with during your time here?
I'm not sure. I suppose I should like to do a bit of studying.
Well,
Yeah.
in that case, as I said, make yourself at home. I have other matters to attend to.
Very well. Well, thank you very much again.
All right. We're gonna hop away from that. Ardwell will, of course, remain at Zin's mansion throughout next session when Brandon is away on his own little vacation.
Kira is going to
So
be such a bitch when another handler shows up.
probably, yeah. I gotta think of what's the worst handler I can make that would show up to give her her missions and shit.
I don't know.
A chauvinistic gnome. Like recognize the alpha gnome.
I don't know. We could worry about that.
Yeah,
Just-
An
I'll have
orc with
to,
lots of scars.
Oh, yeah.
Worse,
I
it's
could-
a dwarf.
He doesn't
Oh,
have anything against dwarves.
No, but dwarves have a thing against orcs.
She's not an orc.
drown in.
Hang on. Just drown now.
They drown
Oh,
now.
a mute high elf that literally there's two stuck up.
Oh God. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, but we did still have a little time left.
We still have a little time left. I'm going to start setting up for our next big thing, which is the Frost Giants. Next day over, after you guys have got back in the tower, spent a bit of time talking to each other.
Kira has
Saphir-
been moping in her room. She's only talking to people if they come to her right now.
Zephyros calls you all to the dinner table to discuss the Frost Giants.
Okay.
Casca has taken a definite interest in this.
Thank you for coming back, my friends. I have, through manners of great detection and several bets with a flump, managed to learn the whereabouts of Jarl Storvald and the Frost Giants. They currently find themselves in an icy fortress known as Farborg.
Would Kesko have already known that?
No. The
Okay.
actual location of the frost giants is not widely known knowledge. It's actually because what is known is that frost giants actually don't have encampments on the spine of the world like a lot of people think they do. They
Okay.
actually raid like Vikings via ships.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
And
that's
will actually
something.
lead like raiding parties. Or, like they'll go in so far, which can be pretty far for a giant given their amount of land they can cover, and then they will get
Yeah.
back on their ships and head back out into the sea somewhere.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, Keska will like her eyes will widen and like put her like slam her hands and just like, where is he?
See, he conjures up a smoky map that's like 3-dimensional on the table in front of you all, and gestures over to it, and it pulls over to this section right off to the side of the sea of moving ice. And he like gestures out, and it expands and zooms in, kind of. And you see there's this circular island. This here is Svalbard, home of the frost giants. Currently, the frost giants have been sending several raiding parties into Bryn Shander and Icewind Dale and all of that section in the interest of searching for that which they hold most dear, the ice that never melts. They're growing increasingly frustrated at their inabilities to find it. And I
How weird.
believe... He looks up at you. I'm sorry, Monsieur?
How weird
How weird what?
Yes,
that they
how
haven't
weird,
been able to
what?
find it.
Yes, indeed. He looks around. Am I missing something?
Yes,
I
are
don't
we
think you
missing
miss
something?
anything except when someone's being murdered in your tower.
Oh, that happens so often, I don't even pay attention anymore.
Yeah. Clearly.
I really
just
feel like I'm
sighs.
missing something here.
Yeah, Keska's trying to figure out what it is too.
She just sighs.
No,
Looks
really,
mopey.
what am I
Lean
missing?
back.
Like
Too bad
I
Ardwell's not
literally
there.
had to stop making simulacrums because they just kept murdering each other, setting off my alarms at all hours.
Does Dulicimere know that the ring in question is the ice that never melts?
I think everybody but Keska in the party knows about that.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
assuming it is. I may be
Probably.
incorrect, but that is what Tira is assuming.
That's what I thought.
I would
But everybody
assume
knows about the
Ardwell
ring.
has given enough information to everybody about the Ring of Winter
Yeah.
that you would all be aware of it at this point.
Dulicimere leans over to Keska and says the reason why they can't find it is because it's on Tira's finger.
Wait. You.
What did you think I've been fucking doing? Do you think I've been like conjuring ice hands and ice weapons and
I am unaware of your
friggin'
powers
storms on my
or
own?
anything you're able to do.
I have a little
That's
magic, but that's pretty fucking powerful magic.
understandable. But I have barely known you. And the fact
Yeah.
that you have something that is
I
keeping
also
the...
used to be a half orc.
Oh, well, that would make sense.
Friend
But
Lazarus, I feel I am missing several pieces of this conversation.
You know, you kind of get used to it. Most of it goes right over my head.
Keska will start roaring with laughter because this is the most hilarious thing she's ever heard. She is just like, she's thinking to herself, man, you have someone who has no fucking idea on the exactness of this kind of like what is actually in her possession. And the fact that the frost giants can't find it makes her fucking die with laughter. She's fucking roaring with laughter. Sorry. You're telling me that you have something that is keeping them from being able to do the ordaining
Yeah.
at all. That's hilarious. I love it. Oh, fuck those people. Fuck those
had to-
giants. Let's kill them all.
I had to go through a lot to get mastery of it, but I have it.
As she says, fuck those people, fuck those giants, let's kill them all laughter drains from her face. If I had my way, I would find a way to be able to kill them all by myself. But I can't, and neither can any of my family. But if we have a chance to be able to kill their chieftain, my people will sing songs and write legends of this.
Well,
Dulicimere,
Keska. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Dulicimere.
Dulicimere kind of says nonchalantly, not just your people.
No. You
Oh.
don't understand.
You know the orcs
She-
don't exactly get along with frost giants either, right?
She motions to the instrument on her back and says, "Really, I guess I don't understand."
She looks at Dulcimer and goes, there is a difference between, no offense, a mountain-born song and one that is made by a soil-born.
Well,
apologize.
let's just settle down. You know, someone once told me you might have an issue with them, but it's like your brother, and if you kill them and they come back, it's really not that big of a deal. So maybe you should just settle down. What if we killed the chieftain and then we brought him back and then he was a part?
Okay, Tira,
Keska
about to flip the
slams-
table, Brad. Can I do
Keska
that, please?
slams her
Yes, you can.
hand
Roll me an athletics check.
at
All right.
the thought.
That's Lazarus talking right now. That's
Yeah.
where
Lazarus
she
saying
does
that.
it.
Lazarus saying that. She slams her hand down on the table, almost cracking it in half.
I think you might not manage to do that, Brian.
Did you lifted it up? Are you lifting the
He
table?
flipped the table when
Oh.
you said that.
Okay, so Tira, Keska goes to slam her hand
Maybe we
down on the table.
Need initiative,
As
Brian and
Tira
I.
flips it over, so Keska's hand just completely hits air as the table goes flipping forward.
Yeah.
And just flips over, goes completely over Lazarus and hits the outer wall of the side, shatters.
Okay. Yeah.
I made that table by hand, carving it from a single oak tree.
She
I'll
spins
pay
over
you
to
for it.
she spins to Lazarus and goes, the conversation that we had was between two people that were engaged in normal combat that may have some kind of mutual understanding between them, not ones that were created as slaves to be breeded and fought like dogs, hunted because of sport. That is what we are. That is what we are to frost giants. We were created to be their playthings.
Brian, please chill out with the yelling.
You're saying this as Sephiros walks over to a cupboard, opens it up, pulls out a tiny palm-sized table, comes back over to you guys, sets it on the floor, and then grows it to full size.
The person who fucking died is more willing to try to make amends than the person who killed him.
I like your table, Professor. Well done. Nice replacement.
Yes, I carved it by hand from a single oak tree.
Yes. Quality. I see IKEA on the corner. Is that the spell?
Anna's just sitting there like, when are we ever going to be able to have a nice, civil conversation?
Remember when breakfast didn't end with things being thrown and knives being pulled? That was nice. Pharaoh's just completely oblivious to everything, just gestures, brings back the map, and continues on to the planning stages. And then, as I was saying, so we go to Svarbo. They're currently really trying to find that piece of ice. So therefore, the chieftain and most of his best warriors are not even on Svodborg at the time. They're out raiding.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Hmm?
Just real briefly, Absolution, thank you for the raid of 2. Welcome, raiders.
Hello. Welcome to a very dysfunctional D&D party.
Yes.
Extremely dysfunctional, yes. Don't worry, I put a giant in front of them. They'll forget all about it.
Seems to be that way.
It's like that car that comes in the middle of your game of street basketball.
Yep.
Game on.
Yeah.
Okay. So what you will do, and I suggest is you. Well, I was going to suggest that you just sneak into the island, find the conch of teleportation, steal it, and come back. But looking at the amount of passion that I see around this table right now, and sheer ferocity for violence, I'm assuming you're simply going to kill everyone you find.
Probably.
Most likely.
Well, good news. That works too.
But
That is our specialty.
What is?
Killing
Yeah.
everyone.
you did say
Yeah.
that this group's name is Violent Efficiency. It would make sense.
Wow.
Well, there is one more particular worrisome bit that I have found in my scry. And that being the fact that apparently there is a white dragon on this island.
Oh, cool. Oh, sorry, Fauna.
Hmm.
I'll try not to kill it unless I have to. She sighs, like slightly sullen.
Well, I would be close to. I think the Wormdoom Crag is, I believe, close to Prince Shander, correct?
The what?
The Wormdoom Crag, like around where the Thunlakalaga and the Thulavai tribes are, correct?
Yes, so that's right. Yeah, I believe you are right about that.
Would I have heard any stories from some of the outlanding scouts of a white dragon?
Roll me history check, DC 20.
Okay. I'm going to use a gift of luck. Yeah, 23.
23. Krigvind is the name of the massive frost giant ship that they go out and do these raids upon. Well, this is the flagship. This is the one that Jarl Storvald goes out about. And it is said by very few survivors that there is a white dragon chained to the deck of this ship.
Oh.
And occasionally, it has also been said in some rare survivor stories that this is one of the ways they will attack other ships, is by pulling alongside of them. And the dragon on the deck will use its breath weapon on the ship, or the enemy ship.
Hmm.
Why wouldn't it just turn on its own captors?
That's a very good question.
Maybe it's being controlled, or
Then why
maybe
would they need it to be chained?
as a pet. Frost giants are
She
a
looks
bit.
around at Fauna's menagerie of unchained pets.
Hmm. But it is concerning. White dragons are not exactly friendly.
I think it would be fun to see what happens if we break that chain.
You speak dragon?
No.
We need to find someone who does.
I can speak to it.
I thought so.
Well,
Don't
there
you
we
think that would be fun, Fauna? I bet we could agree on that plan, right?
Kira,
Yeah.
as you make this mention of we should set it free, and he asks, well, can you speak to the dragon? You feel amusement coming off your ring.
Okay. I might also be able to talk to it.
Since we have an accord and is reckoned of free.
It's very good. In that case, we shall make all haste for Svalbard.
Yeah.
And that is where we will call an end to this week's session.
Okay. As Tira exits the meeting room, she shoulder checks Lazarus.
He dramatically,
And she storms off.
Like a soccer player who got
Yeah.
bumped in, got tapped.
Yeah, he goes to the ground. Quick, nobody hit me with a crossbow bolt in close range. Oh boy.
Okay. Let's see.
You did say it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Oh man. I'm doubling down on my promise.
Real fast,
What?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna give you guys what would have happened had Ardwell not done well enough to keep his misgivings that much under wraps from Jarlaxle. What would have happened was Jarlaxle would have gotten up brusquely I was really figuring that Ardwell might have thrown that line that he told Fauna that this is the behavior of the matrons.
Ooh, I would hope you would know better than that.
Fortunately, he did. Because, yeah, that was one of the things I was like, if he throws that out there, it's going to get real ugly real fast.
Uh-huh.
But if he had gotten any of a hard fail on any of those checks or said something too far out of line, Jalaxel was going to get up, express his disappointment in Ardwell. And Zin would have gotten up, came over to Ardwell, put his hand on your shoulder. Said, This isn't your fault, Ardwell. I raised you like an equal, like another, like family. But the truth is, you're just human. And I should know better. But don't worry, Ardwell. I'm going to fix you. And then he claps his hand on your face with an iron grip. And he casts Modify Memories at level 9.
Oh.
And as you feel him starting to go in and start to change memories, part of you is awed at the skill of what happens here, because normally a Modified Memories is akin to a butcher cutting away the things he doesn't want from a carcass. Zin goes through here like a surgeon with a scalpel, taking not entire memories, but a gesture here, a few words off this conversation, so subtly that it changes the entire context of parts of your memories as your brain kind of rallies around it and tries to make sense of the new information. And piece by piece, he starts changing your relationships with the rest of the party, leaving Tira alone, but making it so that you are less trustful of Dulicimere, that you regard Lazarus with a more weary eye, and adjusts your relationship to Fauna to the state of which you regard her not as a lover and a partner, but an asset to be cultivated.
Oh,
Oh, that is fucked
That
up.
would have been
that is
Wow.
so fucked up.
No.
Brutal. I love it.
Yeah, that would have been fun. I would have had to talk to Brandon about that. Like, I would have told you, like, hey, I'm gonna put you in a tunnel. You need to trust me to get you to the other side of it.
Oh no.
It's amazing.
But no, Ardwell came to play with the only thing I can't stop, and that's the portent rolls that have no functionality that can be shut down. And there's only one time I've ever shut down a portent roll, and that was because the players were in the rooms of the 3 fates.
Oh.
Oh, that's
Oh
cool.
wow.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, it like I think that one I used a string to represent whenever they use port and rolls. And I'd say you see the string that runs from this person to this person, and just kind of reach out and pluck it like it's a string on a guitar. And I would say he did it this one. And I said you go to reach out and pluck it, and one of the fates grabs your hand and goes, "Here we control the strings."
That's cool.
Ooh,
Oh.
nice. Nice.
That's cool.
But yeah, that was my fun thing that popped into my head in the middle of the night and kept me up for 2 hours. So you can't stop the train once it starts to roll in your DM brain. Okay, I need to get you guys your XP for the night.
Yes.
What are we, level 10 right now?
9.
No,
9. Level 9. All right, we are 6 level 9s. What is the XP level for that? XP for the night of roleplay is 9,000.
Nice.
Ooh.
Ooh.
5, 6, 4, 5, 3 plus 9,000. 65, 4, 5, 3.
That's a
A
level.
level up. Hella. All right.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
I have a feeling I'm gonna still have a lot of fun with Jeff because we are the most emotionally immature characters in the group now, mad at each other.
All right,
Oh,
everyone.
man.
I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. So, thanks everyone for watching. Say good night, everybody.
Good night,
Good
everybody.
night,
Night.
Good night,
everybody.
everybody.
Oh, good night, everybody.
And since the wonderful video is not working, I get to read out everything. So, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, please make sure to join the Discord using !Discord. And you can stay up to date with art announcements and shenanigans. Talk to the cast of Tale of Violent Efficiency. And make new friends. Thanks guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!